Ocean Needs Everyone is celebrating 5 years of saving the oceans. My name's Enzo, and through Ocean Needs Everyone, I help save the ocean by doing beach cleanups, CO and mangrove plantings, making art about recycled plastic, and making films regarding the ocean's health. How can you help save the oceans at home? Well, even if you don't live near an ocean, trash can end up in there eventually, so cut down on your use of single-use plastics. If you see trash on the roads or beaches, make sure to pick it up. Use less gas-powered vehicles, fish responsibly, and help support local organizations. I started my organization when I was 12 years old because I wanted to make a difference. So remember, you're never too young to follow your dreams and make a change. Let's all save our oceans together, one piece of trash at a time.
Want to train like a pro? DGS Ninja has you covered with obstacles designed by top athletes. Kevin Carbone, Matt Bradley, Tom Alberti, and Brett Sims. Whether you're dialing in your technique at the gym or training at home, DGS Ninja equipment is built for performance, durability, and safety. Train with confidence. Train with DGS Ninja. Find obstacles, rigs, mats, and more on dgsninja.com.
Has this ever happened to you? Where's my chalk bag? Ooh, I have a solution for that. Slab chalks! You take the chalk ball, put it in the mesh pocket, zip it up, slap, and get your chalk. Slab trucks are made right here in Springdale, Arkansas at Interform, the small batch manufacturing company. We're helping our community and providing local jobs to minorities and women of diverse backgrounds. I'm Joseph Rao, Ninja Warrior, rock climber, and the CEO of Slab Chalks.
Here at Stage 4 Designs, we are all about innovation and athlete safety. We've been doing this since 2015, designing the most innovative obstacles in the sport, and now with our partnership with the World Ninja League, we are very excited to bring some of our best designs to the highest level athletes in the world. For our process, it all kind of starts right here in our digital design. There's a much more deliberate process now in what we do, with our goal being the utmost in athlete safety. So we put everything into our digital design first, make sure it's all going to work, then we procure the parts. We learned the process and refined it to what we feel are some of the highest quality urethane products you're going to find in the Ninja space, and that all happens here at our custom-built workbench. A lot goes into our urethane, and we are very proud of the work that we do there. Everything that we build here at Stage 4 is all custom made in-house. It's not like we have a stock of a bunch of stuff. So when you do place an order with us, that order comes through and we basically build everything from scratch. Paint department is scalable. We basically hand paint most things, but some things that require a little bit more spray or bigger, we're capable of that as well. These athletes put these obstacles through some of the most rigorous circumstances that you can think of, and we want to try to plan for every contingency. We never want an obstacle to break on anybody. We always want our stuff to feel solid and not move around a whole lot, so that the athletes can trust their skills to throw the biggest moves that they possibly can on anything that we put out there. Our CNC machine handles all of most of our flat goods. It's the workhorse around here. It actually does a lot of the heavy lifting in terms of cutting things out. We don't do any of our flat goods by hand. We make sure that everything is exactly the same and replicable, so that, you know, if you're doing courses or you have athletes that are going either head to head or the same obstacle that you're going to find at one Ninja gym is going to feel exactly the same if you go to another Ninja gym or your home for that matter, so that there's consistency with all of our product. Over the years, as we've added to our suite of products that we offer, we realized that pipe and metalworking is becoming more and more commonplace in Ninja obstacles, and to meet that demand, we've added the ability to do that here as well. So a lot of the obstacles that you'll see that we design and develop are meant to go on truss, and pipes are a big part of that. So we've added a pipe bending station here, and look for, in the future, us to offer a lot more innovative obstacles that kind of exist in that space where pipes are a big part of it. So here, everything that we put out is tested by real ninjas before it goes out. We want to make sure that our obstacles can stand all sorts of unforeseen circumstances. We know that Ninja athletes move in ways that are innovative and new, and we want to try to account for as many of those as we can and make sure that those obstacles hold up. So we test everything. Over the last 10 years, Stage 4 Designs has been committed to developing the most innovative obstacles that you're going to find, but also the safest and most reliable obstacles. Our motto here is elevating obstacles. We do feel that on this platform, we can take something that's both fun and creative, but also elevate it to an industry that deserves to stand on its own.
Ocean Needs Everyone is celebrating 5 years of saving the oceans. My name's Enzo, and through Ocean Needs Everyone, I help save the ocean by doing beach cleanups, CO and mangrove plantings, making art about recycled plastic, and making films regarding the ocean's health. How can you help save the oceans at home? Well, even if you don't live near an ocean, trash can end up in there eventually, so cut down on your use of single-use plastics. If you see trash on the roads or beaches, make sure to pick it up. Use less gas-powered vehicles, fish responsibly, and help support local organizations. I started my organization when I was 12 years old because I wanted to make a difference. So remember, you're never too young to follow your dreams and make a change. Let's all save our oceans together, one piece of trash at a time.
Want to train like a pro? DGS Ninja has you covered with obstacles designed by top athletes. Kevin Carbone, Matt Bradley, Tom Alberti, and Brett Sims. Whether you're dialing in your technique at the gym or training at home, DGS Ninja equipment is built for performance, durability, and safety. Train with confidence. Train with DGS Ninja. Find obstacles, rigs, mats, and more on dgsninja.com.
Has this ever happened to you? Where's my truck bag? Ooh, I have a solution for that. Slab chalks! You take the chalk ball, put it in the mesh pocket, zip it up, slap, and get your chalk. Slab trucks are made right here in Springdale, Arkansas at Interform, the small batch manufacturing company. We're helping our community and providing local jobs to minorities and women of diverse backgrounds. I'm Joseph Rao, Ninja Warrior, rock climber, and the CEO of Slap Chalks.
Here at Stage 4 Designs, we are all about innovation and athlete safety. We've been doing this since 2015, designing the most innovative obstacles in the sport, and now with our partnership with the World Ninja League, we are very excited to bring some of our best designs to the highest level athletes in the world. For our process, it all kind of starts right here in our digital design. There's a much more deliberate process now in what we do, with our goal being the utmost in athlete safety. So we put everything into our digital design first, make sure it's all going to work, then we procure the parts. We learned the process and refined it to what we feel are some of the highest quality urethane products you're going to find in the Ninja space, and that all happens here at our custom-built workbench. A lot goes into our urethane, and we are very proud of the work that we do there. Everything that we build here at Stage 4 is all custom made in-house. It's not like we have a stock of a bunch of stuff. So when you do place an order with us, that order comes through and we basically build everything from scratch. Paint department is scalable. We basically hand paint most things, but some things that require a little bit more spray or bigger, we're capable of that as well. These athletes put these obstacles through some of the most rigorous circumstances that you could think of, and we want to try to plan for every contingency. We never want an obstacle to break on anybody. We always want our stuff to feel solid and not move around a whole lot, so that the athletes can trust their skills to throw the biggest moves that they possibly can on anything that we put out there. Our CNC machine handles all of most of our flat goods. It's the workhorse around here. It actually does a lot of the heavy lifting in terms of cutting things out. We don't do any of our flat goods by hand. We make sure that everything is exactly the same and replicable, so that, you know, if you're doing courses or you have athletes that are going either head to head or the same obstacle that you're going to find at one Ninja gym is going to feel exactly the same if you go to another Ninja gym or your home for that matter, so that there's consistency with all of our product. Over the years, as we've added to our suite of products that we offer, we've realized that pipe and metalworking is becoming more and more commonplace in Ninja obstacles, and to meet that demand, we've added the ability to do that here as well. So a lot of the obstacles that you'll see that we design and develop are meant to go on truss, and pipes are a big part of that. So we've added a pipe bending station here, and look for, in the future, us to offer a lot more innovative obstacles that kind of exist in that space where pipes are a big part of it. So here, everything that we put out is tested by real ninjas before it goes out. We want to make sure that our obstacles can stand all sorts of unforeseen circumstances. We know that Ninja athletes move in ways that are innovative and new, and we want to try to account for as many of those as we can and make sure that those obstacles hold up. So we test everything. Over the last 10 years, Stage 4 Designs has been committed to developing the most innovative obstacles that you're going to find, but also the safest and most reliable obstacles. Our motto here is elevating obstacles. We do feel that on this platform, we can take something that's both fun and creative, but also elevate it to an industry that deserves to stand on its own.
everybody, welcome back to the WNL Premier Series Season 4 qualifier out here at Vitality Obstacle Fitness in Fall River, Massachusetts. Special thanks to our course designers Jordan Thurston and Addie Herman for putting together an incredibly good course throughout the competition weekend that we have here at this incredible facility, and I cannot wait to be getting started with the second wave of the day out here for our teen division. It's going to be a very exciting time. Hi everyone, my name is Billy Dixon. I am joined alongside the Halo Ninja Warrior host Sam Burns out here getting ready to go for our teen division. Sam, we're back after a great day of competition from yesterday and an insanely good amateur division. How are we feeling coming into teens?
Well, yesterday, watching the mature kids, we got a lot of buzzers. Based on what I saw earlier with you and Kane watching over the amateur division, it looked like the course took a steep dive into difficulty. I don't think I saw any buzzers the entire time I was watching. So it looks like they have really ramped up the difficulty. And if I know one thing about the teen division, is that they have some insane talent. So I am expecting these obstacles to just keep getting more and more difficult. But the competition level is just getting better and better. So I can't wait to see what our teens are able to bring to the table today.
All right, it's a very fun time. We haven't had any clears yet today on the challenge course. The teen athletes that we're about to see unfold, they're going to be having a big responsibility. So let's have a look at the rules of the competition and how our athletes got here in the first place. So what we've done is we've taken the top 25% of all athletes from both the World Championships as well as their season standings, and everyone who fits those credentials has gotten an invite to the Premier Series, meaning that they can compete in any of the 14 qualifiers that we've got going on. We're in the 7th out of 14, so we're officially halfway through the qualifying process from all across the world. And every athlete is going to be running two courses, the placement course and the challenge course. Placements first. If you fall, your run is over. Simple as that, and it seeds the run order for the challenge course. If you get first place on the placement course, you're going last on the challenge course and vice versa. And every athlete on the challenge course uses 2 retries, but you can only utilize a retry one time on an obstacle. And all of the athletes are going to run both courses, and the top 4 athletes at the end of the challenge course are going to be able to go through to the Premier Series finals for 2026 that are happening at Ascend Obstacle Training in Marlborough, Massachusetts on November 20th through to the 22nd. And because Vitality is in the same state as Ascend, which is in Massachusetts, safe to say that I think all of the people who qualify from this competition are going to be able to go through to the finals with relative ease due to the fact that geographically it is closer. They're definitely going to be wanting to keep an eye out for that. But today, we're moving on to our teen division now, where we have 21 athletes in total. We have 8 males and 13 males. 8 females and 13 males getting ready to go on the course. We're going to be starting out with Abigail Davis. First off, I'm running soon. She is our first runner of the day out here. She's 12 years old and lives in Rentham, Massachusetts. No, she's 13 years old, mind you. She started Ninja at Strive Ninja Fitness at the age of 8. This is her second season competing in WNL comps, and she's competed at Worlds this year. She loves all obstacles that make her feel like she's flying. There are a lot of obstacles on the placement course in particular that have that sort of essence, and we're going to be having a look at those obstacles very soon once we get over to our demo run.
That's right. So, Billy, I took a quick trip over to Google Maps, had to look up the distance from Vitality to Ascend. It's about an hour's drive, hour 8 minutes. So no excuses. You can drive an hour to make it over there, which the competition has been very stiff here at Vitality because we've seen a huge turnout, so many ninjas, but only the top 4 for both the females and the males punch their ticket to the finals. So the pressure is on, and I think we're going to get our first look at the placement course with this demo run.
Okay, here we go. We're going to be having a look at what our athletes are going to be facing. This is your placement course, starting with lily pads hanging out, and then over under is going to be next up. Having a look at things right here. The web slinger is going to be next. A few adjustments there. And then we move along through onto the steps right there, and then onto boing boing, 2 trampolines, and then a sonic curve type beat. moving along onto some bump laches, that way you're just going to have to link across to try and go through the fastest time. The TikTok moving along onto DIY DGS, where we have a throwback moving on to a trapeze there.
Wow.
So it's going to be quite a big ask for all of our athletes to get the top time.
That's very different from what I saw yesterday for the mature kids. So, oh, that's so cool. I love seeing how the course designers just tweak obstacles to make them a little bit more tricky, a little bit more technical, and in this case, a lot more physically demanding. Not a lot of breaks that you saw from the course that I saw yesterday, at least. So I'm not sure how it was with the amateurs earlier, but I really love how they designed this.
They did a very, very good job. Shout out to our course designers, Jordan Thurston and Addie Herman, for doing a great job designing both the placement course and the challenge course. We're going to be getting on with our teen female placement course very shortly. 8 of them competing, but only 4 of them can go through to the Premier Series finals that are happening at Ascend Obstacle Training in Marlborough, Massachusetts. Here we go. It's going to be very, very interesting time to see who is ultimately going to get through. Abigail Davis is going to be stepping up onto the start line very shortly.
So it looks like 9 obstacles total. Again, with the placement course, the goal is to just go as fast as you can, but not falter. You don't want to fall off early on an obstacle. The earlier you fail, the sooner you will be running that challenge course. And it can be very advantageous to watch other people go before you. But here we go with Abigail.
Here she moves, pushing through 50 seconds as she's making the swing down. Our first teen female competitor is pushing through at a very solid pace at the moment. 45 seconds running up, but she just misses the bar, sadly, and that's going to be her down and out on the web slinger. Unfortunate there, being our first runner. It's a lot of pressure in the grand scheme of things. We could see her again. Just didn't have the correct amount of balance there to properly move through along that obstacle. But it is a very difficult position to be in all fairness. But now it is time for our second competitor to come along in. That is Rebecca Sillins out here. She was second at the WNL All-Stars and qualified to Premier Series 2 years in a row. Qualified to go to Worlds 4 years in a row and got 5th overall at Worlds in 2025. So Rebecca off and running. Here she moves 50 seconds as she goes up and over and under. And she's 2 seconds ahead of Abigail to this point, but she misses the grab on that point as well. But she's still in bounds, it looks like.
Oh, okay.
Coming along through, possibly. Did she go out of bounds? I think she might have. Yeah, okay. Unfortunate there. Sadly, down and out on that one. As we now move along to our third competitor who can hopefully make it past the third obstacle here, or the fourth obstacle, which is the web slinger. It's going to be Riley Bishop out here. Now, she is definitely one to look out for. Last year, she is the reigning teen female champion for the Premier Series for Season 3. And here she is again, hoping to defend that title, starting out her Premier Series journey at Vitality. And here she moves.
My goodness, that is a big mark on her record right there. Very impressive stuff. Look at that one-handed grab.
One-handed. Love that recovery. And immediately tries to drop down, but is just in a spinning motion and recovers well.
Well, she is definitely showing why she earned first place. Very well done on this course so far. Now she is on to Boing Boing. Oh no,
just skims the fall. Yeah, just skimmed the edge of the trampoline and couldn't get any bounce by putting too much pressure on it. So that's a shocking one out there from Riley Bishop. I would have expected her to come away with the fastest clear personally. Just overlooked that trampoline though, sadly. So that's going to put her probably in the middle of the leaderboard, depending on how the rest of the teen females are able to do. But now it's time for Sophie Starr to pull along through, coming out of North Yarmouth in Maine.
Sophie getting ready for these lily pads. Most of our ninjas seem to be able to get through this one. They wobble a little bit, but now for hanging out, just a couple of quick obstacles to start getting you a little bit more tired, but it's always this upcoming web slinger. This is the one to watch. Great leap out onto the fidget spinner. She's going to take a backswing here and get right to that dismount.
This is big out here.
Nice.
We're looking at a go. She's coming along in 35 seconds, bounding along through, currently in first place. She's on pace to get one of these clears that we're wanting on this placement course, but it's going to be a big ask. She needs to link these laches if she wants a chance at it, which she's doing.
Yeah, and then there's no breaks here. You just got to go right into this TikTok jump, and then look at that. She still has 15 seconds. Can she do it?
She's got a grab onto the throwback. She's got time. It's going to be a bit close, though. Sophie Star making the grab out. One backswing is all she needs, and we're just going to get our first teen buzzer of the placement course out there belonging to Sophie Star.
That was very well done. She had a lot of great techniques on these obstacles, a little all over the place on those trampolines, but she was able to grab onto that ledge, sort herself out, took the backswings when she needed them, and reached that buzzer. That is our first clear on the placement course in this division. You love to see it.
Moving along through onto our next competitor now is going to be Sylvie LeMay out here. 5'3", wingspan of 4'10", 14 years old, and she's off! Just lost her balance there. That's unfortunate. Let's have a little look at that. So Sylvie out here just seemed like she was too far to the right, and that's going to be her down and out early. That's probably going to put her as the first runner on the challenge course. But now let's see if we can get Ananisa out here pulling along through.
Coming out of New York. She is eyeing up those lily pads. Just saw what Sylvie did. Let's see if she can get through it. Yes, she can. She is apparently the shortest competing in the teens division, only 4'8". But she's proven herself, finishing third perfect season in a row, despite going up against girls who are much older. So she definitely has a little bit of a chip on her shoulder, but she's looking solid right now.
Yeah, even though she's shorter than some of the others, she's able to capitalize on that and know the techniques needed. Not a lot.
No!
Oh, so close! Another thing that just happened to Riley Bishop, sadly. Again, we're seeing that out of Ananisa Tarong, sadly. So have a look at that again. Just skimmed the top of that trampoline and couldn't get too much of a bounce off of it, and that's her run cut short.
Just too big of a bounce off that first trampoline. You really got to control yourself there. Don't want to launch yourself too far forward. But if it's got a good spring in it, that's it can be hard to do. Now we're moving on to Alexa Saraceno from Middlefield, Connecticut. I believe, I think there's some family runs going on here. I saw her brother, I believe, yesterday.
Yeah, the Saracenos, definitely a very active ninja family. A minute on the clock. Alexa now pushing along through. I need to be sure to not set off my Amazon Alexa to not shout this out. But here she goes.
Good point.
50 seconds. Here she moves, age 14, out of Middlefield, Connecticut, coming out of Ninja Mania. They train a lot of speed there due to their head-to-head rig that they have got, and she's got a lot of technique at the moment. But she's just going to have to get off this obstacle quite quickly. She's losing a couple of seconds, but she's still popping through.
30 seconds left as she gets over these trampolines. This is where we've seen a couple of issues so far, getting a little bit too much momentum forward. That's how you do it right there. Great body control, but she is down to 20 seconds as she rounds the corner and goes on to bump here. She's going to have to fly.
Fly she is doing. She's trying to link as many moves as she can. Gonna take one more backswing before the TikTok here. Gonna try and propel as much momentum as she can. 5 seconds as she hits that dragon head, but time's gonna run out as soon. Okay! I like the fact you can just skip that, even though her time ran out. Alexa Saraceno was able to pull through with a beta break there. You don't even need the basket if you don't want to use it.
That was really cool. You could see her looking at it. Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like her feet kind of grazed the ground there too, so clock winding down, a loss of control. But either way, fantastic run from Alexa. Now we're moving on to Lauren Murphy, coming out of Marshfield, Massachusetts. 13 years old.
Teen female competitor out here, representing Team Ascend, coming out of Marshfield. 55 seconds as she's trying to break it through one hold at a time as she makes the dismount and is now pushing along through on over and under, gets the underbar. A couple people have had trouble with this crooked wall type movement, but not Lauren.
Very high up on that wall she got, which is great. And she is quickly through the web slinger. Detour right here. A lot of people just kind of skipping over that little gap. Now these trampolines, very nicely done.
This is solid at the moment. 25 seconds as she makes her way through onto these bars now. Nice gibbon
There we
approach
go.
on that first Lachey. But
Nice.
now she's our fastest non-finisher. 15 seconds as Lauren Murphy pushes along through onto those teeth of the dragon head, making the turnaround on that basket, but this is going to be close for a buzzer.
Oh, she's got both hands on one side. Oh, my goodness.
Here we go. She's barely going to miss out on it, but she cleared. Barely a second left, though. That was such a close finish. Lauren Murphy barely making it in there. My Lord.
That was insane. She looked so in control throughout that run, but had a really crazy finish right there. When it's that close to the end of the clock, though, that's where all the excitement comes in for me. I love to see it.
Very solid stuff there. Great way to end out the teen female division. But now it is time to go to our teen male division. Well done to Sophie Starr getting the fastest time on the teen female side. So that means Sylvie LeMay is going to be our first competitor once it's time for the females to go. Starting out with Quincy Haleman out here, out of Bridgeport, Connecticut. His bio just says he likes cheese. 5'7" wingspan of 5 foot. But still, here we go. Quincy pushing along through, cheesing a couple of moves out there. Lovely stuff.
All right, let's see if he get this fidget spinner right there. Nice, just kind of links right onto it. This dismount can be a little tricky with the spin, but he controls it. Now for the detour, quick jump across. 2 trampolines here. And he's running around and on to bump. Look at him go. He's linking everything.
Here we go. 25 seconds. Pushes through onto that dragon head.
Oh.
He's making good time at the moment, but he's locking off, getting a bit more control of that basket. And now he's just going to try and gibbon along onto that trapeze, and it works for Quincy Haleman as we get to the buzzer, 46.81.
That was very well executed. A great start to our teen male division here. Look at this right here. One hand, the right hand getting onto that swing, just one hand swing across to that final trapeze, and that's how you get a buzzer. The rest of our competition is going to have to stack up against that.
Kyle Bjorklund now, coming out of Rutland, Massachusetts. Ninja is definitely Kyle's thing. Is his absolute favorite thing. His absolute favorite part is that he gets to do it with his best friends and fellow
Hatketeers?
Hatketeers. Right. Okay, I get it. Hatketeers. Right, here we go. Kyle making the jump up to the fidget spinners, making a nice solid dismount there on an even faster pace than Quincy before him. Now, how's he going to throw in a couple of these laches? Going to go boing, boing, and up to the steps in a link motion.
Sometimes I watch ninjas and I just think the gravity does not apply to them. Kyle is making me feel that way right now. He seems to be just floating across this course. He still has 24 seconds left as he reaches up to that spinning ring right there. And look at that quick grab.
Oh,
he goes to the
wow.
trapeze.
Forces himself forward. Kyle Bjorklund, another buzzer, 44.97.
Our fastest time. That's back-to-back clears for our males. And Kyle goes a little bit faster than Quincy did. But either way, he looks so smooth. This two-handed jump right there onto the final obstacle was very impressive. And bang, there's the buzzer.
Happy days all around for our first 2 teen males. Now moving into our final 11 with AJ Small coming along through. He's definitely up there with one to get one of the top spots. He's already qualified for the Premier Series last year. He got 3rd place at Empire Ninja's Premier Series qualifier, which was out in New York. And here he is running along through at Worlds 2025. He got 9th place clearing stages 1 and 2, and he's clearing every obstacle he's seeing so far.
AJ Small looking really good. Oh, a little bit of a stumble.
No! A bit of a stumble. And that's going to be it for AJ Small. That's a bit of a shock exit to start things out with a first fail of the teen male division. Let's have another look at that there.
Yeah, he was kind of leaned over to the right, kind of buckled his knees right there on that second step of the detour. And that is an unfortunate early exit for him. But we'll see how that run compares to the rest of our 10 teen males who have yet to go. This is Jacob Hartman Bimbo.
Coming out of Franklin, Massachusetts, representing the Strive Ninja Fitness team. as have a lot of people over the course of this weekend. He competed at the Premier Series 2 years ago and got 5th place in the preteen male division, and he's doing an absolutely incredible job so far. It looks like we're getting a new fastest pace with every runner, and we're seeing Jacob Hartman Bimbo go across like madness here.
He is not slowing down at all. All right, he's quickly onto this TikTok. Got to build up some momentum. Nice quick grab, goes right to the ring, right to this final obstacle. Look at this. Oh, what's he doing with his legs?
Immediately pulls back. I like that tuck. 27? What?
That's, huh.
Is that correct?
I'm confused.
Surely that.
It
I hope that's
seems
right,
like the
because
time
if it is, then
left
I'm gonna
more
go
than the
absolutely
time that it
mental.
took.
That was absolutely insane. That I
Wow.
need to have another look at that real quick.
Either
For
way,
the
that was
teen
a
male
spectacular
division,
run.
apparently he failed the final obstacle.
Oh,
I don't know if that's true or not.
okay.
But it
Yeah,
might.
maybe his
Yeah.
feet
Okay.
touched.
So it looked like he had 27.6 seconds up to clocks ticking. So he might have foot tapped on the final
Okay.
hold. So here goes Grayson Rukos coming along throughout of
yeah.
Team Ascend right here, coming out of Norwell, Massachusetts, age 13. Even faster now, trying to really speed
Wow.
along, skipping that fidget spinner. We've seen that tech be used before, and it's worked well for him.
Wow, he is not he's very fearless right now as he bounces through. Boing boing, gets around that sonic boom right there. Now let's see if he can lâcher quick link on these. And just one swing on that TikTok. Look at him go. He's not stopping. Oh!
No, he tried to link that final move, and he was so close to it. Oh,
He-
Grayson.
He left it all out there on the course. You gotta love that. The maximum effort, just going full speed every step of the way. Unfortunately, it doesn't pay off on this last obstacle, but still a very impressive run. Can't wait to see him on that challenge course.
That was so close. Hopefully, we can get a few more clears. We have 8 more opportunities for one. Starting out with Braden Rodriguez out here coming out of Townsend, Massachusetts. He has competed 16 times throughout the season at age 14. Let's see how he can fare on our placement course at Vitality.
Very slow and smooth through hanging out. No reason to rush that one right there. Over, under, easily accomplished. Now this is a tricky one. He's going to use that fidget spinner. Take a backswing here. Set himself up. And he is on to the detour.
37 seconds as he's making the backswing to prepare for both of these big bounces, and he sets himself out. Gonna take a backswing though as he focuses himself along through onto the steps as he's immediately popping through onto these
Nice.
links and gonna go backswing into the TikTok. It's gonna be really close to see if he can get a clear though. I think the time might be on his side, but it also might not be.
Yeah, oh, he's going to just, wow, okay, he kind of goes clockwise there. Very
Yes!
unique, and he's got it.
That's the tech. That's the fastest way he could have done it. Braden Rodriguez pulling along through 52.76 seconds.
Great way to adapt right there because he was, going at a very smooth, comfortable pace, not going fast at all, but saved a lot of time on that final transition to the DIY DGS. And that's exactly how you get a buzzer. Falls to the ground after hitting it. It looks so smooth. Really great example of how you can keep a steady, slower pace and still reach that buzzer in time.
Right, here we go. Coming out of Berkeley, Massachusetts, it's time for Bradford T. Mello. And he's popping along through nice underbars here. We're seeing a very solid development in the speed area with our teen male division. They're all gunning for that fast buzzer time, a very competitive division. And Bradford T coming along through. I'm loving this so far. Look at him go.
He is going at a very good pace right now. Right about on pace with the fastest time we've seen, but slowing down a little bit here, but gets right off that TikTok. He's going to go counterclockwise, jumps on to this throwback. Let's see if he can get this last lâché. And that's how you do.
Yeah, no, he just pulls
no!
the boxes back and he touches out of bounds. Bradford nearly had it. Oh, mate, that was really, really close. He was moving so smoothly throughout the entirety of that course, and then he tried linking that trapeze, which I've been wondering why people haven't doing, but that's the reason why.
Yeah, he just, another inch forward, and he probably has it, but his momentum, his weight just pulling back on him right there as he slowly tips backwards. But now we're going to move on to Will Vaz coming out of New York, getting ready to take his shot at this course. He is a 2025 head-to-head champion, second in World Championships 2 years in a row, 2025 and 2024. And in 2023, he was the double WNL strongest ninja. So he's got some accolades.
Will Vaz is so strong. If it were up to me, he'd be in the elite division, honestly, because he's the 2025 head-to-head world champion. That means he's very fast on this course right here, and absolutely he is. He is pulling through so quickly, just popping along. And then, wow! Will Vaz, classic activities for him. Gonna link out to that trapeze, forward-facing backswing, and just like that, one of the fastest times of the day,
36.75. Will Vaz, that was incredible. He was so in control. I am obsessed with this one-hander on the TikTok jump right there. He gets right off of that throwback just onto this final trapeze, takes the extra backswing. Very smart after seeing what happened to Bradford, and Will Vaz with our fastest clear time on the placement course so far.
That was insane. Oh my lord. Okay, new fastest time. We have a sub 40, and at that, it's a 36.75. Will it be broken within our last 5 runners? Gonna have to see, starting out with Owen Ratey. Here he moves. He started doing ninja at Windsor Ninja Academy in 2022. He's coming out of West Hartford, Connecticut. He joined their competitive squad in February of 2023, and he trains out of Ninja Mania today.
Ooh.
They do have a lot of speed, but he's a bit hung up on the fidget spinner, trying to get his swing the right way around, and he salvages it.
Yeah, kind of approached that fidget spinner from a awkward direction, but he's still pressing forward. Owen rounding that sonic boom, and he's on to bump right here. Got to get across these laches and onto this TikTok. No!
No, just whiffs it, Owen! Almost there, but he just couldn't get the height necessary to grab onto the dragon's head.
He wanted to
He was
go right
moving through
forward.
very efficiently, though. I like the links that were at play, but he
Ugh.
just tried to go too fast, too far on the TikTok, and that is it, sadly.
Oh, we are on to our final 14 males. This is Teddy Reese up next, coming to us from Sudbury, Massachusetts. He's got the orange socks. He looks ready to go. Wearing number 21, but he's 14 years old. And this is his 22nd comp in season 11 right now for Tier 1 comp. So he's got some experience.
Teddy Reese, solid links. He was having a bit of trouble on the latter half of that disc, but he was able to get himself all sorted out. And he's carrying on with a solid flow as he jumps right up to the shelf, across the steps, and immediately into these laches where he's going to start linking stuff. And with 30 seconds, he comes onto the TikTok.
Big swings right here. He's going to leap out. Oh, no! Trying to hold on with one
right hand. You could see his right hand just kind of slipped off there, and in succession, so did his left, and that's what ultimately threw him off. That's an unfortunate play there from Teddy, but we're going to see him in the challenge course. Guarantee he would have made it through with a very fast time if he was able to get that clear. But now it is time for Levi Marchessault out here, getting ready to go. Marchessault.
Levi, 13 years old. His favorite obstacle type is foot dexterity, so these lily pads should work out for him, and they do. Now let's see as he goes on to over-under, quick work of it, and the web slinger. Still one of the more challenging obstacles here, but our teen males seem to be really figuring it out. Good pace so far.
Brilliant so far. We're seeing him go 40 seconds as he pushes along through off of both of these trampolines. Levi coming out of Malvern, Massachusetts. That's where our finals location is for the Ascend Obstacle Training Premier Series Finals. Levi looking to go there on the TikTok now. Just under 30 seconds as he jumps up. Oh, one-handed save!
Wow, he holds on with one hand. Very impressive, and he still has 20 seconds left onto the final obstacle. He's going to need an extra swing here.
Here he goes, going to take one more backswing, tucking himself in, and just like that, hits the buzzer in 4th place now, 49.22 seconds. Very solid way to get a buzzer on our placement course.
Levi Marchessault, crazy save right there with the right hand on that dragon's head, and then look at this. Hits that buzzer, stays on his feet, and just jogs to the sideline, ready to go for the challenge course. He will be one of the later runners, but now we move on to Noah Sherrick from Lakeville, Massachusetts, wearing number 22. He enjoys building ninja obstacles and bike ramps. He has a backyard rig that he likes to practice on. He's also big on BMX at the skate park. And he trains here at Vitality, so this is his home turf.
Here goes Noah Sherrick now, age 13, as he pushes along through on past that fidget spinner. And now he's on to the rest of these obstacles here. 40 seconds as he's making the jumps over onto all of these trampolines. Solid stuff as he's making the ring around on that Sonic Boom and now starts linking these cliches.
He still has 30 seconds left. He's doing very well on time. Gonna take an extra swing on this TikTok. No shame in that. And an unconventional grabbing technique right there. But it works out for him. Now he goes on to DIY, DGS. Here we go. Come on. Big swing.
Here he goes. 15 seconds making the dismount and gets the third place finishing time. 45.67 right there for that time. Brilliant stuff there from Noah Sherrick. Cannot wait to see him on the challenge course. And with all that said, one more runner. And he's probably up there with one of the best elite ninjas in the field right now without actually being elite. It's Gavin Shields coming out of Kingston, Massachusetts. One of the greatest ninjas that we've got going on the youth side of things right now. Age 13 for the season, coming out of Kingston, Massachusetts. This is going to be a very, very big day for him.
He's racing across those lily pads. Big skip right there on hanging out. And look at him go. He is just all gas right now. He is stepping it out, skips the fidget spinner, and quickly onto the detour.
Look at him go. This is even a faster pace than what I thought was possible. Nearly 2 seconds ahead of everyone else, but you can see him on these laches.
No!
Oh, no! Are you kidding me? Gavin Shields is down just off of a slip. Have a look at that again, everybody.
He tried to reach
Quickly
out with
there,
one
off
hand.
of these laches, went off the TikTok, had it for one hand for a second, but just slipped off. His lower body propelled him forward when he didn't need it.
He definitely would have been top time right there if he had been able to hold on, but instead he finishes in 10th place out of our 13 males. So here is your look at the leaderboard. That means AJ Small is going to be starting us off on the challenge course. Will Vaz finished with the fastest time, so he will be the final runner to go on that challenge course, which is where the real pressure starts to add up, because the top 4 finishes for both our teen males and our teen females are going to punch their ticket to the Premier Series finals just an hour away at Ascend.
This is going to be a big deal for all of these teens. They all desperately want to go, which is incredible to see. Well done to our female side of the competition as well for these teen athletes. Sophie Starr getting the top time. Nearly 56 seconds on the clock, but our first runner of the entire challenge course is going to be Sylvie LeMay, getting out on one of the earlier obstacles. So everybody, thank you for watching the placement course. We'll be back with you guys in about 10 minutes, ready to go for challenge. We'll see you in a bit.
Ocean Needs Everyone is celebrating 5 years of saving the oceans. My name's Enzo, and through Ocean Needs Everyone, I help save the ocean by doing beach cleanups, CO and mangrove plantings, making art about recycled plastic, and making films regarding the ocean's health. How can you help save the oceans at home? Well, even if you don't live near an ocean, trash can end up in there eventually, so cut down on your use of single-use plastics. If you see trash on the roads or beaches, make sure to pick it up. Use less gas-powered vehicles, fish responsibly, and help support local organizations. I started my organization when I was 12 years old because I wanted to make a difference. So remember, you're never too young to follow your dreams and make a change. Let's all save our oceans together, one piece of trash at a time.
Want to train like a pro? DGS Ninja has you covered with obstacles designed by top athletes. Kevin Carbone, Matt Bradley, Tom Alberti, and Brett Sims. Whether you're dialing in your technique at the gym or training at home, DGS Ninja equipment is built for performance, durability, and safety. Train with confidence. Train with DGS Ninja. Find obstacles, rigs, mats, and more on dgsninja.com.
Has this ever happened to you? Where's my truck bag? Ooh, I have a solution for that. Slab chalks! You take the chalk ball, put it in the mesh pocket, zip it up, slap, and get your chalk. Slab trucks are made right here in Springdale, Arkansas at Interform, the small batch manufacturing company. We're helping our community and providing local jobs to minorities and women of diverse backgrounds. I'm Joseph Rao, Ninja Warrior, rock climber, and the CEO of Slap Chalks.
Here at Stage 4 Designs, we are all about innovation and athlete safety. We've been doing this since 2015, designing the most innovative obstacles in the sport, and now with our partnership with the World Ninja League, we are very excited to bring some of our best designs to the highest level athletes in the world. For our process, it all kind of starts right here in our digital design. There's a much more deliberate process now in what we do, with our goal being the utmost in athlete safety. So we put everything into our digital design first, make sure it's all going to work, then we procure the parts. We learned the process and refined it to what we feel are some of the highest quality urethane products you're going to find in the Ninja space, and that all happens here at our custom built workbench. A lot goes into our urethane, and we are very proud of the work that we do there. Everything that we build here at Stage 4 is all custom made in-house. It's not like we have a stock of a bunch of stuff. So when you do place an order with us, that order comes through and we basically build everything from scratch. Paint department is scalable. We basically hand paint most things, but some things that require a little bit more spray or bigger, we're capable of that as well. These athletes put these obstacles through some of the most rigorous circumstances that you could think of, and we want to try to plan for every contingency. We never want an obstacle to break on anybody. We always want our stuff to feel solid and not move around a whole lot, so that the athletes can trust their skills to throw the biggest moves that they possibly can on anything that we put out there. Our CNC machine handles all of most of our flat goods. It's the workhorse around here. It actually does a lot of the heavy lifting in terms of cutting things out. We don't do any of our flat goods by hand. We make sure that everything is exactly the same and replicable, so that, you know, if you're doing courses or you have athletes that are going either head to head or the same obstacle that you're going to find at one Ninja gym is going to feel exactly the same if you go to another Ninja gym or your home for that matter, so that there's consistency with all of our product. Over the years, as we've added to our suite of products that we offer, we realized that pipe and metalworking is becoming more and more commonplace in Ninja obstacles, and to meet that demand, we've added the ability to do that here as well. So a lot of the obstacles that you'll see that we design and develop are meant to go on truss, and pipes are a big part of that. So we've added a pipe bending station here, and look for, in the future, us to offer a lot more innovative obstacles that kind of exist in that space where pipes are a big part of it. So here, everything that we put out is tested by real ninjas before it goes out. We want to make sure that our obstacles can stand all sorts of unforeseen circumstances. We know that Ninja athletes move in ways that are innovative and new, and we want to try to account for as many of those as we can and make sure that those obstacles hold up. So we test everything. Over the last 10 years, Stage 4 Designs has been committed to developing the most innovative obstacles that you're going to find, but also the safest and most reliable obstacles. Our motto here is elevating obstacles. We do feel that on this platform, we can take something that's both fun and creative, but also elevate it to an industry that deserves to stand on its own.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the WNL Premier Series Season 4 qualifier out here at Vitality Obstacle Fitness in Fall River, Massachusetts. My name is Billy Dixon. I am joined alongside Sam Burns on the commentary out here today. I cannot wait to be getting on with the Teen Divisions Challenge course. We just saw the placement course wrap up. Sam, how are we feeling going into Challenge?
Well, placement was definitely really, really tough. You know, we didn't see a ton of buzzers. We saw a lot of people just full sending it, going for maximum speed, and that caused them to make one simple mistake. Challenge course is a very different beast because you do get 2 retries. You can't use them both on the same obstacle, but that does give you a little bit more leeway to maybe go a little bit quicker on your first try. And if it doesn't work out, then you can slow yourself down and try to keep progressing a little bit further. The only problem is, based on what I've seen from earlier today and even yesterday, the time limit on this challenge course is not forgiving whatsoever. So if you slow down a little bit at any point, you're going to have to make up that time later in the course. So the question is, will we see any buzzers? The most important part, the top 4 finishers will be earning a shot at the Premier Series Season 4 finals at the end of November. So as we get ready to see our demo for the challenge course, we are going to find out which of those top 4 are going to be qualifying. We have 8 females in the teen division and 13 males. So only 4 from each of these groups are going to be progressing on to the finals. The question is, who's it going to be?
It really can be anybody. These teens are very, very diverse in terms of their skill, how fast they can go, and ultimately what their strengths and weaknesses are. But regardless, it's really going to be down to the wire in terms of who's going to be able to move on to the finals. We have 8 females and only 4 of them can go, so the field is going to be cut in half to determine how many are going to be able to go through to the Premier Series finals that are happening at Ascend Obstacle Training in Marlborough, Massachusetts. We just got word that the time limit has gone back up to 3 minutes 30 after it was 3 minutes 15 for the amateur division. So we're going to be seeing all of these athletes take on this course. And compared to yesterday, it was 4 minutes at the maximum amount of time. So 30 seconds have been cut in the grand scheme of everything. And we'll be back in time for our demo run very, very shortly.
Yeah, I love the obstacle design. So again, shout out to the course designers here at Vitality Obstacle Fitness. I think that, you know, based off of the difficulty I saw earlier for the amateur division, I don't know if they're going to slightly take it up a notch for our teens, because the teen division is, you know, it really feels like it's that one step away from the elite division. Billy, you were saying it earlier, there's a few ninjas in this division today that you feel like are kind of on that border where they could easily cross over and move into that elite category.
Yeah, I think a lot of these guys have the capability to do that, particularly the people who are able to clear the placement course in the fastest times, because speed is such a big factor in Ninja, especially with so many competitions being determined by who gets the furthest, the fastest, and that being your first place finisher. But it looks like now we're going to be coming along into our demo run. Shout out to Logan Weir on the demo out here, ready to go to show all of these teens what they're going to be doing for the challenge course. 3 minutes and 30 seconds for the entirety of this course. Going to be starting out with our first 2 obstacles, which are rounding first and giddy up. Moving along on to twist and shout. But this dismount is such a difficult one to try and get right, especially because it's on such a weird pulley system. You're able to pull on through onto these sideways boards. That trapeze is back. It was gone for the amateur division, but now it's back for the teens. And then we have 2 boot scoots right here on the Venom obstacle. It's been a difficult one today. But here we go, coming along into Chicken Little now.
Chicken Little, a little bit different from what I saw yesterday. Now you have to swing and jump onto that skateboard. That means you have a lot less control of how it rolls. But Rodeo Whip is very different from yesterday, because now, based on what I've seen, you have to swing on, get your rope hooked on to that hook right there, and then do a little extra parkour, lock that in, jump over, and get to the dismount. So a lot more tech involved there and a lot more agility requirement too. And then they move on to Wham.
Wham's been a difficult one. It's been a time-consuming obstacle as well. You got to take that little piston at the end of the obstacle, go back to get that ring so you can dismount. I'm interested to see if anyone throughout the entirety of today is going to go for a skip where they skip the entirety of that pole entirely and just dismount via the nunchuck, but it is a bit risky.
Yeah.
And then we move on to this cliffhanger variant out here. We're able to utilize these cliffhangers to get on through to the end of the obstacle, and then we have some very interesting cane tech being utilized here.
Yeah, Christian, don't bail. You don't want to bail on this obstacle. Looks like that first hook kind of drops down a little bit there. So then you got to just jump over to this one and then get into that fidget spinner. Use this with the cane to swing across, grab onto one last hold there, and then a big dismount.
Moving along to our 10th obstacle, the penultimate one. It's going to be Ice Hopper out here. It's kind of like a flying bar and pipe slider hybrid. Got to move along, slide the pipe along that track, into that cradle, onto the second track, and dismount accordingly. And then we're going to be moving on to our final obstacle of the challenge course, which is going to be the Kaleidoscope of Doom. Now, this one has been made a bit more difficult for the amateur division, at least, where we have some vertical limits in play, where it's a lot of powerful moves. You're able to use that cliffhanger on the top, but there's only 1 ring to swing to instead of 2 from yesterday's comps. But that is ultimately going to be your challenge course. The buzzer will be right there. Time limit of 3 minutes and a half. It's going to be a fun time for the 21 teen athletes that we've got running today.
That's an insane amount of obstacles and just skill required to defeat all those, let alone in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. And there is your overview of the obstacles. So imagine that one at a time. You got to keep moving. You don't have a lot of time to rest between obstacles. And any retries you use, you better hope they end up being used early on in the obstacle, because for obstacles like Christian Don't Bail or the Kaleidoscope of Doom, if you have to use that retry later in the obstacle, the amount of time that you're going to need to get back to where you already were, it's going to cost you quite quickly. So hopefully our ninjas can stay fast, stay on point, use retries as little as possible. But now we're going to get things kicked off with our first female, Sylvie LeMay.
Sylvie was sadly the slowest and earliest on the placement course from earlier. She has a big responsibility of starting out this incredible wave of teen females and later on the males. So let's see how Sylvie's going to do to start things out for this division. 3 minutes and a half on the clock. She's building up some swing to get ready for that dismount, and she's going to go straight in to the next obstacle, which is Giddy Up. Needs a massive backswing. Moving along down that final horseshoe, and she gets the dismount well.
All right, twist and shout right here. Very difficult now. You have to grab onto both sides of these green boards right here. Otherwise, they'll rotate around. And great grab right there from Sylvie. Now let's see if she can make this next transition. It is very challenging. She's kind of got to do a 180 here if you want to grab onto that next board. Oh, no.
Ooh, just had a bit of trouble trying to get that spin around onto that second board. It's Sylvie, so she's going to give it a second try here. This is the first time we're seeing a retry be done for the teen division. So let's see how Sylvie's able to fare. 2 minutes and 40 seconds, taking time to look down at the obstacle and see how she can do it.
Yeah, the longer you spend hanging out up there without a real plan of action, the more your grip starts to give out. So the goal is to be kind of quick. Let's see if she can pull this one off. She's got that first board again, but now she's kind of low down on it. She's trying to generate some swing, going side to side. Will she go for it? Oh, no.
Oh, no. Sadly, isn't able to get the jump out to that second board. Unfortunate there. Still a very good way to start things out for our teen female division. Just isn't able to get that grab. Unfortunate, but still going to be moving on. Next up to our second competitor of the challenge course, Abigail Davis.
She started her ninja training at Strive Ninja Fitness at the age of 8, and this is her second season competing in World Ninja League comps. Her first time at Worlds was this year, I guess. So, yeah, she's definitely having a lot of fun with all these obstacles. She likes to feel like she's flying. Let's see if she will have an opportunity to prove that or get that thrill of flying on this challenge course. Right now, she's swinging through Giddy Up. Got to make this dismount.
Which she does do. The next obstacle after the twist and shout is going to be the Venom that has you flying by force.
That's true.
So here goes Abigail representing the Ascend team. Trying her best to get onto this next hold.
Nice.
Can she get it? Oh, she goes
go.
straight for the trapeze. Nice stuff there. Getting that skip. And now on the next obstacle, Venom, she really is going to be flying with 2 boot scoots in succession. Let's see how she's going to fare.
This is crazy stuff right here, especially compared to yesterday. Let's see if she pulls it off. First one, got it. Grabs that second ring. No!
Oh, no. Just couldn't get the grab there. It just slips out of her hands. Gonna have to give it a second try now.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy to go on a swing that big. You got to lift your legs up really high to make sure you don't skid across the ground. And then to grab a second one is insane. So if you try to grab and hold on to both of them at the same time, you're going to lose a lot of momentum. Let's see if she can keep her momentum going right here on her first retry. Good grab.
Getting up to the second ring.
She's
got
stop.
it this time, is able to grab on and immediately goes
There
to
we
that
go.
dismount platform, and she's got it second time around. Now it's time for her to move on through to the Chicken Little obstacle. 2 minutes and 5 seconds. It's going to be a big one here.
Nice.
She's got the skateboard all the way down to the end of that track, but now it's time to get her onto that hook. And she just needs an extra swing to get onto that platform. And now this is a difficult one. It's going to be moving along into the rodeo with a very techy obstacle, utilizing some ropes.
Taking a deep breath before this run. She's just going to kind of bang into the wall right there. But let's see if she can reach that rope. Yep, gonna grab both sides with one hand. It's just kind of hanging on there. There's nothing tying it in, so you need to balance it out on both sides. Great transition right there.
Okay. Very good here from Abigail. Gonna need a bit more time to get that swing in play. 1 minute and 20 seconds as she gets the jump over to that doorknob. With 1 minute and 15 seconds, Abigail Davis tacks over and is able to get onto the platform. Now 70 seconds left, has a retry available coming along into Wham.
This one is key when it comes to the time limit, because if you can get that piston across in one nice hit, it'll save you a lot of time. And it's not really about power, it's more about precision. You want to make sure you knock it in the right direction, exactly like Abigail just did. Got to grab that ring on the way back. And now she is kind of readjusting her position here. Gonna pull that ring off. And no, she can't hook it on.
Abigail Davis is gonna have to use up her second and final retry for the Wham obstacle out here. She just had a bit of trouble trying to get the ring into play, and that vertical grip on that nunchuck is definitely not something to look over too much.
All right, second try. This is her last retry. She's down to 35 seconds, so the clock is winding down. She's not going to get any more retries, but she's still having a very solid run here. Great job pushing that piston over on both attempts here. But let's see if she can keep her grip and swing back over. This is really tough. You got to do it with one hand.
Interesting play using the front-facing peg, and she just misses it again, and she was too close that time. Oh, it was unfortunate to see that go out for Abigail's run, but still a very solid way to get past a bunch of the crux points that today has proved difficult.
Yeah, that kind of like cone-ish nunchuck hold right there makes it really tough on the grip strength, and you have to commit to swinging across with one hand to hook that ring. But she looked great on all these other obstacles. Only had to use one retry earlier on Venom. So fantastic run from Abigail Davis right there. Hopefully she's feeling proud of that.
Rebecca Sillins is going to be coming up next now. She has 18 competitors behind her, ready to go after her run, and she is off and running. She got second place at the WNL All-Stars, qualified for Premier Series 2 years in a row. Let's see if she can get herself into finals, courtesy of this Vitality qualifier.
Really solid through rounding first and giddy up. Twist and shout. Let's see if she can skip over that trapeze, and very nicely done. She's generating a lot of swing very quickly. Let's see if she can one-shot Venom here. Nice swing.
Here she goes, getting up to the top of that second ring this time. 2 minutes and 50 as she makes a massive dismount. You kind of have to put your legs all the way up in order to have a solid a shot at getting onto that mat, and Rebecca did just that. She's got just over 36 seconds left to go as she moves along through 2 minutes 35. Makes the jump up to the hook. This is solid. 2 minutes and a half as she makes the dismount over. 35 seconds ahead of Abigail to this point as she moves along into the rodeo whip.
All right, got to grab that rope. She's staying very close to the wall. Good job keeping her center of gravity up against the wall. Now I got to brush the hair back and make this jump. Big leap over to this hook with both ropes, but she seems to be looking in a different direction here. Oh, wow. Okay. That was a very unique skip. Very well done by Rebecca. Saves a lot of time and eliminates a lot of possibility of making it an error using that rope. So very well done from Rebecca. She is on to Wham with a great pace right now, 48.9 seconds ahead of Abigail. And she's going to hook that ring in one try and swing to the dismount. She is on to Heath Ledger, our best female run yet on the challenge course. Still a minute and a half left.
Here she goes now on these difficult cliffs. She's got 1 minute and 20 seconds. And gets onto that first jump. This is difficult, though. Fingertips are definitely going to be tested here. No retries used as of yet. Just 70 seconds now as she tries to get the swing over to the dismount platform. And Rebecca Sillins has got it. Moving on to some complex cane tech now.
This is a fantastic run so far. A minute left. She is doing incredible, proving exactly why she has qualified for the Premier Series 2 years in a row. Now let's see if she can get on through. Christian, don't bail. It's a lot tougher than what we saw for the mature kids, or what I saw for the mature kids yesterday. Unfortunately, I don't know what exactly the amateurs were doing, but either way, this is some crazy work here with the cane. You got to reach out, and she can't get that ring. It's swinging now.
So close, 30 seconds, but now it's just dangling about in the air. Rebecca's trying to shake out a little bit, but the spinning mechanism is just not agreeing with her, so she's going to have to take her first retry here now.
Gonna chalk back up, only 22 seconds. So if she wants to get through this obstacle, she's got to do it very fast. Either way, this is an incredible run from Rebecca. I think it'll hold up pretty well moving forward, but let's see if she can lock in this cane here. She can. Can she reach that ring? No!
Here we go. 5 seconds left, and she just couldn't reach up onto the ring there. So that was still a very good effort. The best run we've seen so far from our female side of things. Rebecca Sillins putting up a very, very good run.
Yeah, I love this on the rodeo whip right there. Nice skip. Didn't really have to use any rope tech there, but a fantastic run all the way around. Great dismount here on Heath Ledger. But unfortunately, when it came to Christian Don't Bail, that ring just a little bit out of her reach.
Looking at things now, we're now moving into our final 5 female competitors, meaning that after Riley Bishop, we're going to be seeing people get into the Premier Series finals. She has the opportunity to definitely be one of the top people of the day out here. Riley is our reigning champion out here for the Premier Series. Got first place at the Motus Finals for Season 3 last year in the teen female division, wanting to go after that record again. So here she is at Vitality, trying to get the same accolade twice.
Right now, twist and shout. She is, okay. Look at that, just kind of linking all these boards right there. That was very impressive. She is on to Venom now. Great display of athleticism there. Let's see if she can pull this off. She's got the second ring, kind of just goes right for it.
Yes. Okay, Riley Bishop, one second ahead of everybody else. She's got 2 minutes and 45 seconds on the clock. This is so far a very good thing that we are seeing from our reigning Premier Series champion. She was the Rookie of the Year for the NSC Pro Division as well. So she definitely has a lot of professional ninja experience, and it's definitely going to showcase well on this Premier Series stage.
Let's see what she goes for here on the rodeo whip. We saw a big skip out of Rebecca, and Riley is going to do the exact same thing.
That was a bit of a crash on the side of her body, but she was able to move on through. Tis but a scratch for Riley Bishop. Just about 20 seconds ahead of Rebecca to this point, though, so this is a very good pace.
Oh, yeah.
Pushes out that piston, going to realign herself for the ring and do a very solid stuff. Yes, getting it down.
All right, on to Heath Ledger. Got to make these cliffhanger transitions work. She's going to go right in for it. Big swings right there and an easy transition across, and she skips that little swing hold and moves right on to Christian Don't Bail. 40 seconds ahead of the pace, putting her in first place. But, you know, she wants to get that buzzer. Let's see if she can beat this very difficult obstacle right here. You got to use this cane and get a big swing here. You got to catch on to this swinging circular ring. Oh, nice.
Yes, Riley. We're making some progress here. Gets the cane into that fidget spinner and immediately goes out to that dropping handle. And she has got it. Currently in first place, an obstacle ahead of the rest of the field as we now come along into the next obstacle, which is Ice Hopper.
She still has over a minute left. It should be enough time if she makes quick work of this obstacle. Got to grab onto that bar, see if she can move it up. There we go. It's kind of hard when that rope is swinging back and forth. It makes it very difficult to keep that pipe in position. So, oh no! It slips off.
Just comes undone there on the track. Needs to be very careful keeping the bar even when either if you're sliding it or making the hop up in the cradle or whatever it may be. So Riley Bishop just needs to try and lock it in here. She still has time to get a full clear, I think, but it's just a matter of time. She needs to propel herself.
Got to really send it on this ice hopper here. Got to keep moving. Just get into that cradle and get back out. And that's exactly what she does. 30 seconds. She's pushing.
trying her best here to get it off, and she is fine. She's got 23 seconds. Needs to have a go at this kaleidoscope of doom in a fast manner if she wants to get the buzzer, but time's ticking. It's so close.
Oh, she's losing her grip. That thing is spinning, and she's off. And down to 12 seconds. She gets this last retry, but I don't think you can do this obstacle in 13 seconds.
It's worth a shot. You might be able to get to the end of the kaleidoscope part of it in 12 seconds, theoretically. But it's just a matter of time, and she's down and out on that cliffhanger. Riley Bishop going down, unfortunately, on that obstacle, but still having the best run of the day so far on the teen side of things.
That was a phenomenal run. She was so in control throughout this run. Had a couple of little stumbles, particularly right here on the rodeo whip. Kind of a tough landing right there on the left shoulder, but she was able to keep pushing through. Heath Ledger, a big skip right here that saved her a lot of time. Her time was great, but a couple of slip-ups later on in the course ended up costing her. Great execution here on Christian Dombale, the first teen female to get through that obstacle. Great way to kind of set the standard for our final 4 teen females who are going to be going up next. I think that Riley has really put herself in a good position to clinch a spot in the Premier Series finals.
It's the best she can do at the moment, but now we have the fastest 4 people on the teen female placement course, and from this point onward, we're going to be seeing some people go into the Premier Series finals. By the end of Ananisa's run, we're going to be seeing either her or Riley go through to the finals, but Ananisa really wants to propel forward and make sure it's her that goes through.
Look at that big swing right here on Twist and Shout. She is just going all over the place. Big skip to the trapeze, and she makes it right onto Venom. She is one of the shorter ninjas in this division here, so maybe that will benefit her on an obstacle like Venom. Great job reaching up to that second ring.
Onto that second one, putting her legs up, and she's propelling herself forward throughout every obstacle that she's attempting. Now with 2 minutes and 40 seconds, she jumps along down onto the skateboard. Just going to get ready to push forward onto that hook and pushes back and forth to get onto that platform. And she's currently in 4th place, coming along into the rodeo ropes.
I think the new beta that we're seeing here is probably going to be pretty prevalent for the rest of our competition. Oh, no, she's going to use the rope just like she was meant to. Now let's see if she can get it hooked back on. Back on the wall. She's swinging. Oh,
Getting
nice!
onto it and tacks off of both of those walls. That's the best we've seen. That's so smooth going across those little steps there. She now has 2 minutes to prepare and get ready for the wham. Reaches out with one hand,
Nice.
solid grab. And she is now going to try her best to get that pole into position. And she's got it there. Just needs to get back onto that ring and save it.
All right, she's doing a great job right now. A little behind on time, but she can make up for it if she's able to get through Heath Ledger in the next obstacle rather quickly. Right now, she's doing a very good job trying to generate some swing. I think she's going to go for the skip as well. She does, and she catches it.
Come on. Ananisa Throng is on her way through, coming out of Patchogue, New York. She has done a lot of great things throughout her life as a ninja athlete. She's a member of the USA Ninja National Team as well, and as well as a 3-time member of the USA OCR National Team. Getting onto that cane tech.
No!
OCR athletes, come on through. Locking off, and she has it that time. Even though she's only 4'8" and probably has a wingspan near the same caliber, she's still pushing through.
Nice.
Getting onto the handle and back swings in the direction she wants to go. She's currently in 2nd.
And Anissa with an incredible run right there. This is going to be a big one for her to save some time on the ice hopper, because we saw Riley, unfortunately, take a long time getting things set up here. Let's see if Ananisa can pull it off. She's going to hop up. She's going across, but she's down to under 30 seconds, making quick work of it, though.
This is big here. Ananisa,
come on,
trying her best. Needs to push forward, and she has gotten herself on. Oh, no, she didn't get far enough. It's going to be a retry.
just barely undershot that dismount right there. And Anissa down to 21 seconds. Now let's just see if she can even get through this ice hopper with the time she has left. She's going to grab onto that bar, jump up. She can do this very fast. Looks like she's going to get it.
Almost there. Gets the dismount this time. Cements herself to get one more point for the course. And it's just going to be an out-of-time experience there. So close. Only one obstacle away from getting to that buzzer. But still, Ananisa Truong, a very good run.
That puts her in second place right now. So with 3 teen females left to go, Riley Bishop has secured a spot in the top 4. And Anissa right now sitting in second. Still should be feeling very comfortable with that incredible run. She was able to get through the ice hopper. This save on Christian Dombale was insane. She was able to catch that ring on her second go around. Needed one retry on ice hopper and then just didn't really have enough time to give the Kaleidoscope of Doom a real attempt. But either way, we will see how Alexa Saraceno follows that up from Middlefield, Connecticut. Our third fastest finisher for the placement course, and now she is rounding first.
3 minutes and 25 seconds as Alexa is now coming along through. My Amazon device just lit blue, but I'm gonna carry along through. Probably turn it down. Hold on.
You're gonna start playing some music. All right,
Alexa Saraceno, age 14. Doing a very, very good job at the minute. She is a track and field varsity letter as a freshman. Has competed 20 times throughout the regular season. She's pushing along through as starting ninja in 2023 at age 14. She's ready to move. Coming along through trains out of Ninja Mania, coached by Ryan Tanner. Seeing how she's coming along through here, getting that dismount, and is now going to come along into the incredibly difficult Venom.
Got to get one big swing here so that you can grab onto that second ring. Let's see if she can do it. Taking a bit of a little bit of time here to get things set up, and she does not grab the second ring, so she's going to have to burn her first retry right here on Venom.
Here we go. Alexa Saraceno needs to channel all of the energy into this second attempt. She can only do this one more time. She has to push along through.
Come on, get a big swing right here. Jump up if you need to. There we go.
One more attempt, getting on up, and we have it. Pushes down 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
Going
backwards approach, and it works for her.
Alexa, how do you pull that off? That was insane. Great body control right there. She had to adapt going backwards, but now she is on to Chicken Little. She's kind of running a little bit behind on time after that redo and a very long trip on Venom. But right now, she's going to grab onto this ring and try to get off this skateboard and hook it in.
Here she goes. Alexa
wow, just reaches out.
Doesn't even need to jump off, just reaches out there using the height that she has got. Without a problem, she jumps along down to the platform as she now is in the realm of the rodeo whip.
We've seen a lot of different techniques utilized on this obstacle. What's Alexa going to do? Staying nice and close to that wall, grabs that rope. Will she try to hook it on that hook behind her? Or I think she's just going to skip and go right for that dismount. She's looking at it. Oh, can't quite figure out how she wants to step across.
She's trying to sort it out, but that is a good way to do it. 1 minute through, and here she goes. A bit low on time considering there's 5 obstacles left, but let's see how she's able to fare coming in on Tawam.
She can actually get a top 4 spot right here if she beats this obstacle. Let's see if Alexa can pull it off. She got that piston across in one try. She hooks it on. Now just need to swing back and get to that dismount. And she's got it
the platform, but she spills over. She's going to have to utilize her last retry on this cliffhanger obstacle, meaning she can only do it one time due to the fact that she couldn't stay on the platform. But let's see how she can fare this time around. Reaches up to that first cliffhanger ledge, swings back one more time to try and get onto that ledge, but there's no gas left in the tank, and that's going to be it for Alexa.
Yeah, she spent a lot of time hanging on to certain obstacles, like right here. on the Venom. I mean, crazy dismount here, going backwards, but still is able to land it. And then this one right here, she spent a lot of time trying to set up for that dismount. Did a really good job getting through Wham in one clean motion, except for the dismount there. But either way, by the time she got to Heath Ledger, just the pump in those forearms, she was feeling it. She's in 4th place right now, so she is on the bubble. But Lauren Murphy, our second fastest finisher on the placement course, is up next, coming to us from Marshfield, Massachusetts. 13 years old.
Yeah, she moves Lauren Murphy. We're now in the final 2 competitors, meaning that Riley and Ananisa have gotten through into the Premier Series finals, which is great to see. Lauren Murphy hoping to join them. Let's see how she fares.
Big swing right here. Twist and shout. Just going to reach out to that first shelf. Now, as it swings back and forth, she is going to go to the second one and get right down to that trapeze bar. Generate some huge swing right there and move on to Venom. Very tough obstacle right here. You need a lot of coordination to keep your legs up and then reach out. No, she doesn't reach it.
Oh, unfortunate there. She almost had it. Just wasn't able to get high enough. Gonna have to utilize her first retry on this obstacle, though. Lauren Murphy, age 13, coming out of Marshfield, Massachusetts, has competed 20 times throughout the season. Making a big jump up to the ring and has got it. Second time around, but she's lit. Let's go, and slips off.
Venom is what takes out Lauren Murphy. She was able to get through Twist and Shout. Looked really strong on that obstacle, but unfortunately right here, just a big jolt of force going downwards, trying to hold on to that second ring, and it was just a little bit too much. That will bring us on to our final runner for the teen female division. This is Sophie Starr coming out of North Yarmouth in Maine. Let's see if she can get through a rounding first to kick things off. So right now, Riley, Ananisa, and Rebecca are all locked into that Premier Series finals. Alexa is currently sitting on the bubble. So it all comes down to this run from Sophie Starr.
3 minutes and 10 seconds left to go for the course. This is our final teen female competitor. She has lived on both coasts, but now calls New England home. Her first ninja lesson was at Traverse Fitness in California, and she competed for the first time in spring of 2023 after moving back to the East Coast. She participates in WNL, including the Premier Series, as we can see. Also competes in NSC Amateur, gets the grab on the Venom, and she's through.
Her dead hang record is 24 minutes. That's insane. I can't imagine staying in any position in my life for 24 minutes without feeling intense pain. So props to her. Very strong. She's obviously got a lot of great grip strength, and that should benefit her a lot, especially as we move on to some of these later obstacles. But right now, she is on to the rodeo whip, and we have been seeing a lot of beta breaks on this dismount. Let's see if Sophie can use that to save herself a little bit of time.
Here goes Sophie Starr, age 14, coming out of North Yarmouth in Maine. Here she pushes off of the wall to try and get a bit more momentum necessary. And goes to that, tacking the wall. And just under 2 minutes as she's on and through it. Now, 1 minute and 50 seconds as she jumps along up to the ring. And is now able to pull on through. Her dead hang record is 24 minutes. Which I find insane. I can barely do it for 1.5 minutes. And I've been training for like 4 years. So here goes Sophie. Pushes through. And she's moving along. 5'5". Chalking up. Getting ready to go is Sophie.
Now on to Heath Ledger. Still has 1.5 minutes left. That clock, she has just put herself into the top 4. So Alexa Saraceno, unfortunately, out. But Sophie Starr would love to give us a buzzer here in the teen female division. We haven't seen a buzzer yet. Seen a couple of people reach the kaleidoscope of doom. But time is what's making this so difficult. And look at this. She's down to just over 1 minute left as she moves on to our 9th obstacle. Christian, don't bail. But that clock, not on her side right now.
Just over 50 seconds. Yeah, you say She has no retries used yet, but she probably doesn't want to use any considering how low her clock is at the minute. So Sophie Starr is in the Premier Series finals, joining Rebecca, Ananisa, and Riley. So with 40 seconds, she's going to try and get up to that top ring. Just isn't gaining too much momentum at the minute. This is probably going to be the one, and gets on there. I thought she was too low, but she got it.
Oh, she's not in a great spot to grab this ring. She's really got to yank that thing around. She's trying to go in both directions here. Nothing is really working for her. Oh, she's been up there a long time. Down to 15 seconds. Not a lot of time left to beat this obstacle. So it's looking like she's going to be stuck in 4th place. But let's see if she can give this a Herculean effort right here.
Here she moves. She's got just over 10 seconds to go full send on this cane move. She gets it second time. Nearly reached out successfully. Was able to hang on with one hand onto that cane, but Sophie Starr's incredible run comes to an end on the cane spin.
Wow, still a fantastic run. So much strength. Great techniques on these early obstacles right here. Hopefully Sophie feeling very proud of her run. She is in 4th place, so that means that she was able to clinch a spot in the Premier Series finals, and she absolutely earned it. She looked so strong throughout this run. Christian, don't bail, though. It is a very tough obstacle. Very difficult to reach out and grab that ring right there. No shame in that. She celebrates with her teammates as she finishes in the top 4. Riley Bishop getting 1st place. Ananisa Truong in 2nd. Rebecca Sillins in 3rd. Sophie Starr in 4th, but shout out to Alexa, Abigail, Lauren, and Sylvie, also with very impressive runs and great effort here in the challenge course. And I just saw a backflip in the background. That was cool.
Right. Well done to all our females. We're now turning the attention over to our teen male division, with 13 of them getting ready to go. I think the skill is very evenly spread throughout the run order, because we saw a lot of the fastest people go out early, honestly, on some of the earlier obstacles. Might have just gone out on because a couple of people were overshooting that second trampoline on the placement course, and they were moving at an incredibly fast pace. So it might be a case of some of the earlier runners getting buzzers potentially. We're going to have to see.
Yeah, I know Gavin Shields, you pointed him out specifically earlier on, and he probably had the best pace going, but unfortunately took a bit of a slip on the going from that TikTok onto that dragon hold. So a bit of a tough exit right there, as he was just breezing through at maximum speed. But we'll see how things go when he's able to maybe tone it down a notch, go a little bit slower, not worry too much about being the fastest, but instead try to focus purely on getting that buzzer. He's only going to be the 4th one to go, so that means he's not really going to have a great idea of how the entire field is playing out before he knows what he really needs to accomplish to secure a top 4 spot. But as we get to our final 4, Quincy, Noah, Kyle, and Will, they are going to know exactly what they need to do to clinch a spot in that Premier Series final. So we're going to get things ready with AJ Small starting us off. But right now they are just resetting the course, making sure everything is ready to go for our males. But there you go, 5'2" for AJ Small. Not really that small, 106 pounds. His favorite format is the challenge course, and he's been doing Ninja since 2022. So he should have a pretty good time here. He finished 9th place in Worlds 2025. Actually cleared stages 1 and 2. And then last year, looks like he got 3rd place in the Premier Series at Empire. So a lot of skill coming out of South Denison, Massachusetts. His most challenging obstacle type, though, is foot dexterity. Luckily, this course is very focused on upper body, swinging, grip, all that type of stuff. I think Chicken Little might be one of his big tests when it comes to that foot dexterity. I guess that's more balanced, but then you got the rodeo whip. I'm excited to see what these ninjas come up with for some of those beta breaks, because, man, the females did a great job working out some unique techniques on that rodeo whip. So let's see what the males can do as they get this course set up.
This is going to be a very dire moment for all of our teen males. As you say, it's exciting to see what beta breaks are going to be shown off for our teen male division. The females did incredibly well, and we cut the field in half. But now we're going to be cutting the field into basically a third now. We have 13 athletes, only 4 are able to go through. This is a very difficult prospect for all of our athletes to be in, considering the fact that the finals location is so close to Vitality. All these kids are desperate to go to finals, and so it's going to be a big battle to see who is ultimately going to get the furthest, the fastest. We might not have a clear. We didn't have a clear in the female side of things, but I'm ultimately hoping for a teen male clear. They've got the grip for it, and they have the speed. It just comes down to how fast they're able to do the obstacles individually, and if they need to use their retries at all. We're in the top 25% of all athletes for the WNL as a whole. And at this point in their competition, in their competing seasons, then I think it's time to properly turn on the afterburners. They've gotten into such an exclusive group, and to get into another exclusive exclusive group, then they're going to have to get through into the top 4 and join everyone who's already qualified for the Premier Series finals. Let's see how we fare.
We're going to get another demo run here for the male side of things. Looks like they might have made a couple of little switches to the obstacles. So once we get everything set up for the demo run, we will see what is changed for this 11 obstacle gauntlet.
I would not be surprised if there's a time limit change at all. Gonna have that talked about in a moment once we have our demo run on. So it's gonna be an exciting time. Let's see what's gonna happen. We're going to have Logan Weir taking on the demo run for the teen male division. Let's see what our athletes are going to be up against here. So we're starting out same as usual. Popping along down here. We haven't got a trapeze.
No trapeze bar.
On that twist and shout there. So that's something to look out for. They're going to have to utilize all of the shelves, which is something that our amateurs had to do. So now we're moving along right away into the Venom, which looks to be the same.
Yeah, I don't think they need to make that one any tougher. All right, Chicken Little. You got to grab that ring. Just yanks it off right there. Hook it. Looks like the hook is turned more sideways this time. Rodeo Whip. Okay, so you're starting off with the rope not on the pipe already, so you have to kind of bring it with you as you go, which requires a lot more tech. Hook it on right there.
Be careful.
Oh.
It's going to be a difficult one, that rope tech, utilizing every single bit of strength that you have got. And now we're going to be moving along onto this big wham obstacle. Looks to be the same type of technique that we've been seeing throughout the entirety of this weekend. It's still a very difficult one. It can be a time waste if you don't do it quickly enough. But now we're moving on to the cliffs. I'm expecting probably a difficulty increase here, but we're going to have to see.
Oh, yeah, they might have taken away that little swinging ledge in between the second and third wall here. Okay, so yeah, now you got to go around. All right. Yep, no swinging there on that little top hat hold thing that they had earlier. But now we move on to Christian Dombale. This one was already extremely difficult for the females. Let's see if they've changed anything here.
Here we go. Logan, we are getting up to the top, and there's no ring in between, so it's possible to link the whole thing, it looks like. So your cane tech is going to have to be absolutely flawless if you want to move on.
Wow, that's scary right there.
Yeah, moving along into our demo run now on our 10th obstacle, which is Ice Hopper.
Okay. No more rope to climb up here. Looks like you're going to have to jump right onto that bar, and then you're going to have to get a big old bar leap onto that pipe slider, down into the cradle, and then go across the rest of the pipe slider there. That is a big difference, but looks like a lot of fun. And again, a lot of these changes just making it a lot more technical.
Now it is time to see what they are going to be up against for the final obstacle now, which is the Kaleidoscope of Doom. There are definitely some big moves that are going to have to be used here. It looks like it's going to be vertical limit based. It was like this for the amateur division. Yeah, it's look at the VLs. Their finger strength is going to have to be off the charts for this one. Having a look at it. It's so difficult. And some people were trying to pop over to the final ring in the amateur division, but it looks like that's what our teams are going to be up against. This is a difficult one.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane. So I think the idea of getting a buzzer, it's possible, but my goodness, these ninjas, they are going to have to put together a phenomenal run if they want to earn a shot at that buzzer. And I think that there's a good chance that someone's going to qualify for the Premier Series finals in the top 4 without reaching the buzzer, which means you really have to focus on getting as far as you can onto this course. AJ Small going to be our first ninja up for our teen male division.
Here he goes, moving through. AJ Small, definitely one of the faster athletes, had a bit of a shock fail on the placement course, and he wants to redeem himself. He's coming along through. He was our third place finisher at the Empire qualifier for the Premier Series last year, and he's hoping to get maybe third place again or even higher for this qualifier out here at Vitality. But being the first runner is a very, very difficult prospect, setting the pressure on. All of our athletes after AJ are going to be watching to try and see what goes on for these runs, but AJ's still moving through.
All right, on to Chicken Little right here. Got to hop onto this bar and stay in control as you land on that skateboard, which is exactly what he does. Now for this jump, this hook, one-hands it and is able to get on there and goes to the dismount. Now for the rodeo whip, you got to bring this rope with you. Let's see how AJ pulls this off. Whoa, hanging on. Just barely.
Here we go.
It's a horizontal rope. That's
making
crazy.
the turnaround, but just comes up short. Hits the underside of that post. So now AJ is going to have to use his first retry. First time we've seen a retry for the teen male division out here. Age 13, coming out of South Dennis, Massachusetts. Taking a bit of a slower approach. Needs to turn himself around. Ejecting it's the difficult part and gets it in that time and slips off. AJ Small is down early. Oh, no.
Oh, this rodeo whip is insane. He had a great run leading up to that point. Brilliant execution on Venom. Also, Twist and Shout was excellent. He did a great job here on Chicken Little, but this is such a tough move. To do a 180, and he actually got the rope up there on his retry, but unfortunately lost his grip. It's that is going to be a very challenging one for our ninjas to get through. We'll have to see what kind of techniques they develop.
Owen Rayety is next up, being the second competitor for our challenge course in the teen male division. Age 14, coming out of West Hartford in Connecticut. He's training out of Windsor Ninja Academy. Started in 2022. He's 5'3", 95 pounds. Pushing along through like with a lot of strength and speed.
On to Twist and Shout now. Gonna reach out with one hand and then is able to grab onto that shelf. Pops over to the second. One swing and gets to that third. Facing to the right. He looks great on that obstacle. Now on to Venom. Let's see it. He's been doing Ninja Warrior at Windsor Ninja Academy since 2022.
Needs to be careful of his feet not touching the ground, and he was good at that. And he's got 2 minutes and 40 seconds now. At school, he is a 4.0 student and aspiring astrophysicist, so he's got a lot of brain, but he's also got plenty of brawn on the course. With 2 minutes and a half, he's inching towards the incredibly difficult rodeo whip.
All right, gotta get that rope out. So you kind of have to push off with the left foot, get the rope out. That's kind of the hard part, is getting that rope out to the left and then hooking it right there. Wow, he had the right technique, just wasn't able to get his arms up to hook that rope on to that little hook up there. It's very difficult.
This is a hard one out here. So let's see how he fares second time around.
No!
Isn't able to get the hook on this time as well. This rodeo rope really starting to be a killer for our team male division. Hopefully that doesn't instill any further fear into the 11 remaining competitors we still got to go.
Yeah, he was, again, very solid. Just like we saw out of AJ, had a great run moving on to this rodeo whip. But it is very difficult to get that rope out to the left side of that pipe when you're trying to move your entire body to the right. So hopefully our ninjas are able to figure something out there, because right now that obstacle is looking like the complete bottleneck.
It seems to be that way. But now third up is going to be Teddy Reese. Has competed 22 times throughout the regular season of the WNL for this year. age 14, coming out of Sudbury, Massachusetts, immediately turns the corner and is able to get a fire front swing there, trying to get the direction all sorted. And Teddy Reese pushes along through and gets that dismount. Was close to the edge, but salvages himself.
Twist and shout now onto that first board. Grabs the second. Careful not to hit your head here. There we go. He's onto the third. And going to take an extra backswing here to make sure he gets that dismount. Now for Venom. Now, I don't see his height listed here, but I'm going to guess he's a little bit taller. He looks a little bit taller, so obstacles like this are crucial for him to keep his legs up, and he does it.
Yes. Very, very solid. I'm liking the stance that he's got right here. Nice. 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
Oh,
he
no!
knocks the hook out of his way. He was just a tiny bit too low, and Teddy Reese wasn't able to keep it in check there. So now, first retry of the course being used here. No one has made it past the rodeo yet, and he just needs to get there if he wants to try and get a further attempt at it. Hopefully he's able to get the hook in here. Teddy Reese sadly just knocks it out again. What's going on here? This is very unfortunate.
Yeah, so that hook is turned 90 degrees now, so you have to hook it around to the right side. And Teddy Reese, who was very solid on these first 4 obstacles, got through them like a breeze, but both times he just kind of waxed the hook to the side, trying to hook it on. He just needed to reach that right arm a little bit higher. But now we're moving on to Gavin Shields, who, Billy, you were saying how incredible this ninja is, and he was going at lightning speed before he made a slight mistake on the placement course. So I think that he could put on a special performance right here.
Here goes Gavin Shields. Big expectations here. If there's one person who's going to break through the incredibly difficult rodeo whip, it's going to be Gavin Shields. But here he's already nearly 13 seconds ahead of the rest of the field here. We've used up like barely any time, and he's already in 3rd place. This is a great pace that Gavin is on.
Yeah, this is the kind of pace that can get you a clear.
Look at that link there. That was absolutely impeccable. Gavin Shields still moving fast.
All right, this is a big one now. Nobody has been able to get past this yet, and you can see him getting that rope still stuck on that pipe. Such a difficult move. He hooks it off, and he stays on.
Yes, there we go. Gavin Shields, with a lot of power, just needs to calculate it and send it in the right direction. He's got it on the hook. Beautiful. And he's got it on the second hook there, and he's on and through. This is a good pace for a buzzer, dude.
All right, 2.5 minutes left as he moves on to Wham. Gonna chalk back up. He is looking really solid right now. Easily in first place out of our first 4 runners. Gets that piston over in 1 knock. And he hooks that ring. Make sure you don't overshoot this dismount, though. Nicely done.
Gavin Shields, 2 minutes and 8 seconds.
Oh, a
preparing
skip.
himself for the skip and the link. We saw that in the amateur division. And Gavin Shields is really capitalizing on the beta breaks that we've seen throughout the day. He's now got just under 2 minutes for 3 obstacles. He's in a very good position. If he doesn't use any retries, then I think he should be okay to go through. And look at that cane tech.
Very well done. And he's off that fidget spinner into the last hook. And he's got the dismount, kind of falls off the back. But he is safe.
This is a very, very good sign here. I'm so happy that Gavin Shields is breaking through here. We needed this. We have really progressed on through this course today. And Gavin Shields, coming out of Kingston, Massachusetts at age 13, is now preparing himself. That's the fastest pipe slider I have ever seen in my life. I've watched a lot of Ninja with pipe sliders in it, and it's never been that fast. Gavin Shields has now got 1 minute and 10 seconds for the Kaleidoscope of Doom.
All right, this is very tough now. They've switched it to these vertical limit holds. You need so much grip strength. And Gavin is going to have it spinning. Okay. And now he's going to reach out.
Oh, no. Oh, mate. Okay. This is interesting. He's got 1 more attempt left.
This is his first time needing a retry, but right now it's going to be very tough for him to pull this one off.
Keep it going. He's okay still. He's going to let it spin and then catch it on that rotation. He's got the grip.
Come on.
Keep it going. No!
Gavin Shields, that was incredible. He had a beautiful run all the way up to the final obstacle. He had great strength, precision, and speed on every single one of these obstacles. Our first teen male to get through the rodeo whip. He had an absolutely insane skip on both the Heath Ledger and then, I mean, right here, Christian Dombale, that was beautiful, but nothing was cooler than what he pulled off on the ice hopper. That was unbelievable. And then he almost pulled off this incredible technique on the Kaleidoscope of Doom, but just fell short. But that is the mark to beat now. He is solidly in first place as we move on to Grayson.
Grayson Rukos has seen a textbook example of what is needed all the way up until the final obstacle. Grayson is now hoping to best it, coming out of Norwell, Massachusetts, age 13. He's doing such a good job already, trying to match the pace we just saw from Gavin Shields. And he's doing a great job trying to link through the sideways boards immediately, which is great.
All right, Grayson moving on to Venom right here. Gonna reach out for that second ring, but he misses it, but he's still swinging. Wow, no retry needed there. That was a great save from Grayson, and he makes it through Venom. Now he's on to Chicken Little.
2 minutes 50, gotta be careful. He didn't step off the board, even though it might have looked like it. And he gets that ring onto the hook without any problems at all. We've got 2 minutes and 40 seconds, as he's now on his way through.
Puts himself in second place just by sheer speed, even though he had a crazy save on Venom. That shows you how fast he was on everything else. But now Rodeo Whip, such a difficult obstacle. Can Grayson figure it out? That rope stays on!
No! It was just on the edge there. He couldn't get it out. But now here we go. First time on. 2 minutes and 20 seconds for Grayson to take on the rodeo trap second time around.
All right, he's trying to figure out how he wants to use that rope.
Taking a second to go through this obstacle. 2 minutes left for it. Can he make it through? This is a difficult one. Trying to get onto the later side of the obstacle. He hasn't seen it yet, but you can see pushing through, and he's down. Oh no, just couldn't get it second time around on the incredibly difficult rodeo whip. That was such a tough one. Grayson Ruko sadly wasn't able to get it. That's an unfortunate one. He was moving so smooth.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta take a look at this. This save right here on Venom. He wasn't able to grab the second ring on his first try, but swung back, managed to save it. However, unfortunately, he just could not get through that rodeo whip, just like we saw for a few of our earlier teen males as well, being AJ Small and Owen. Both couldn't get through it, so that is a very difficult spot for our ninjas right now. I think getting through that obstacle will bode very well for you, trying to get into that top four. Jacob Hartman Bimbo right now going through, 14 years old, out of Franklin, Massachusetts, and he is very quickly through the first two obstacles and hopping through these shelves. Very easy right now for him.
He started Ninja in 2018, and he's got some Premier Series experience as well. He was 5th place for the pre-teen male division for the Premier Series 2024. Now, 2 years later, hoping to get back into the finals here. And he's got to get through. He's still got 7 competitors after him, so he's got to lay down the foundation for them to follow him and not for him to follow everybody else.
Yeah, he just put himself into second place with his speed. He gets that rope off that first pipe and is able to hook it. Now, can he make this next transition? Oh, yes, barely holding on with his shin right there. That was impressive.
That was so close. Gets onto that final pole and is able to break off there. And now we're moving into the back half of this course where it starts to get very intensive on the upper body.
On to Wham right here. Got to hold on to that nunchuck. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't think you're allowed to do that. You have to knock it over first. So now he's going to try to use the ring to knock it over. Wow, that's one way to do it. All right, Jacob moves on to Heath Ledger just like that. And look at the skip.
Oh, Jacob Hartman Bimbo really making the moves. Now look at him go. He's almost on Gavin Shields' pace. And with no retries used yet, we could see a clear, especially with flawless cane tag like this. A full-on link.
How do you do that, Jacob? That was insane. And now he's going to move on to the ice hopper, gets right onto that bar. Going to take an extra swing here. Now a big leap, and look at him go through the ice hopper. No!
Dang, dude. Okay, Jacob Hartman needing to try and get it second time around here. Age 14 coming out of Franklin, Massachusetts. He's really trying to get a break on through here. Trying to get on through this big flying bar pipe slider hybrid. Nice. Coming on through ice hopper. Look at those moves, dude.
Yes.
Look at that. In first place is Jacob Hartman Bimbo. But now it's time for a big move out here. The vertical limit kaleidoscope of doom.
He's going to use the same technique that Gavin used, but his is spinning very fast, but he grabs on anyway. Jacob makes the transfer. Can he get to this final ring?
He's so close. Can he get the jump to the ring?
Yes!
Yes, he can. We're finally going to see it clear. Jacob Hartman Bimbo being the breakthrough.
Our first full clear here for this division on the challenge course. Jacob Hartman Bimbo had a beautiful run from start to finish. Great tech on the rodeo whip. Had to make a kind of a crazy save right there on that second landing, but the rest of it went nice and smooth. Got a little hung up on Wham for a second with trying to hook onto that other side, but used the ring to push the piston through. Had a great skip on Heath Ledger, but this right here, Christian Dobale, absolutely insane cane work from him, and then needed a retry on the ice hopper, but it did not phase him. He kept on pushing, made it to the kaleidoscope of doom, and became our first ninja to defeat this obstacle in this division. Way to go, Jacob.
Very, very solid there. I'm so glad we finally got a clear for the second day of competition at Vitality. But now it's down to the 7 remaining competitors to try and best Jacob. At the end of the mature kids division we had yesterday, there were so many clears. We had about 8 of them, I think it was. So we could be seeing a similar trend with the teen competitors, starting with Bradford T. Mello.
Right now, he is swinging his way through Giddy Up. Now moves quickly on to Twist and Shout. You don't want to use a lot of time between obstacles, especially early on. It's an easy way to save time to just kind of get right into the next one, and that's what we're seeing Bradford do right here as he moves on to Venom. Lifts those legs up, kind of turns sideways here, but he's able to get through it and move on to Chicken Little. He's got a pretty good pace going so far.
Ooh, careful. It looked like he was going to lose a bit of balance there, but Bradford T. Mello not having a problem at all as he now comes in to the incredibly difficult rodeo whip. With 2 minutes and 45 seconds left, he's currently in third, but in order to get nearer to second, he needs to get to the final obstacle, which is such a different one.
All right, that was a great use of the rope right there, and he's got the second transition. Now can he get this third and final rope transition here? No, he kind of stumbles off.
It just becomes unhooked and he wasn't able to get it.
Wow, all right, he's going to have to use his first retry here. This is a very difficult obstacle, especially when you've already made it that far into it. To use another retry here is pretty tough, but let's see if he can get back to where he just was. Bradford, no, not able to unhook it.
Bradford going down early. Not ideal. The rope tech seemingly just a bit too much for him to handle at this moment. It's very tricky, mind you, but I was fully expecting him to get it there.
Wow.
Having a look at this here. Oh, man.
He did a great job on the first try, but the second one didn't unhook it until it was too late, and his body weight was already going back down towards the ground. You have to get that rope in one smooth motion right there if you want to get through the rodeo whip. But now we're going to move on to Braden Rodriguez, coming to us from Townsend, Massachusetts. Let's see what he can bring to the stage today. 14 years old, 16 comps this season, and now he wants to try to earn a spot in the top 4. It's not going to be easy. Let's see if he can make it to that rodeo whip.
Here we go. 3 minutes and 18 seconds as he's trying to push back. He knows this horseshoe requires a lot of force to go down, and he has got that right amount. He's got 16 competitions of experience under his belt for this season alone. Age 14 out of Townsend, Massachusetts. Braden Rodriguez becoming careful on these shelves. Gonna get the second one. and take a couple of back swings necessary to get onto that third one, which he has got brilliantly.
All right, he's got the dismount now as he moves on to Venom. We saw him on the placement course kind of go with a more slow and methodical pace, and that was able to get him perfectly timed as he reached the buzzer. But now he's got to keep those legs up on Venom, and he moves on to Chicken Little, down to 2.5 minutes now. Not really going for speed here, but I think that if he gets through Rodeo Whip, he's going to be giving himself a decent shot at the top 4, because right now it's a very tough one to get through. And he's got that dismount. Now let's see what he does here.
Here we go. 2 minutes and 10 seconds onto this incredibly difficult Rodeo Whip obstacle. This has been taking out the vast majority of our athletes today, particularly the middle part of the course. This is where the difficulty really starts to spike. So Braden is just trying to visualize it and see where he can go. Spending a lot of time trying to visualize it. I don't know if it's going to be enough to clear the full course, but at this point, anything will go if he can get through to the end of this obstacle.
You got to pull yourself up, really unhook that thing. You got to do a good job getting that rope out to the left to unhook it before you try to go to the next hook. And, oh, he was so close!
Braden Rodriguez sadly just went out. Gonna have to use his first of 2 retries. It seems like we've had a couple people go out on this one with consecutively attempting it. It seems like if you haven't practiced your rope tech a lot, you're gonna struggle. I know I would definitely struggle. I've done 0 rope tech in my life, but here we go, successfully that is. Here goes Braden. 1.25 minutes left. He's trying to set himself up for a big momentum shift, going backward and couldn't get high enough with his arms.
You really got to pull yourself in nice and close to that wall. You want to be kind of vertical on that wall to keep your center of gravity nice and close to it. But Braden, I mean, he wasn't the fastest, but he was looking really nice and smooth, very methodical, just like on the placement course. But right here, the Rodeo Whip, such a dangerous obstacle. We have seen several ninjas go out right there. And now we're going to move on to Levi Marchessault, who is going to be next up. Big foot dexterity guy. You do kind of need some foot dexterity on the Rodeo Whip. So hopefully that will work out for him. But he does say his most challenging obstacle type is moving with obstacles. So he might be, he's kind of got an awkward balance for what he likes and doesn't like as he progresses through this very difficult course.
Here goes Levi. He's trying his best to keep up with the pace of the best competitors that we've seen in this division so far. We already have 1 clear, and after Levi's run, we are going to be starting to put out some Premier Series finalist slots, but Levi's got a lot of experience to offer. He started Ninja in 2019. He's age 13, coming out of Marlborough, Massachusetts, which is where our finalist location is, so he would definitely want to be in that upper echelon to try and get into finals. So now Levi is trying to push on through.
Goes on to Chicken Little, touches his hands down on that board right there. Now this big jump with the ring, he's got it, and the very difficult Rodeo Whip. Let's see if Levi can get this rope tech to work.
He's been taking out so many people throughout the course of today's comp, and he already went down.
He tried
to skip a move. Yeah, it's an important way to go about it, but just couldn't get it, sadly.
It's very difficult to get that rope off to the left side of that horizontal pipe, so Levi just tried to completely forget about that entire aspect of the obstacle, but it's looking like now he's going to hook onto it and do it the intended way, but he's only got 1 shot at this here. Can Levi pull it off? He goes, and yes!
Ooh, nice flip! Almost missed it, but at the last second he was able to salvage that attempt. Needs to keep the rope with him. Slowly puts itself down onto that doorknob on the wall. This is one of the other difficult moves, swinging off and onto a second one. He's got it. He was able to span his legs out and get past it, and now he's in 3rd.
Levi Marchessault, only our 3rd teen male to get through the Rodeo Whip. Now he moves on to Wham. That clock is ticking down. It's going to be really tough to get a clear right now, but he's got to be feeling pretty good getting through that difficult 6th obstacle. Levi's got the ring now, and he hooks it onto that piston. He is going to move on to Heath Ledger.
Here we go. 1 minute and 12 seconds. Getting up to that cliff. Needs to be careful on that backswing. And yeah, he's going to have to... It seems like you have to link it because of how little of a ledge there is on the tip of that cliffhanger. And he's fine. Moving along through. He's gotten past the Heath Ledger. And now Levi, age 13, is coming along through onto some very complex cane tech with no retries left. He's going straight into it. He wants one of them clears. But because he hasn't gone his first time, it's going to be hard to recover. And he's got it, though.
He catches the fidget spinner now. Can he make this last transition with the cane? No!
No! Levi is down. He really tried to push forward with it, and he just sadly wasn't able to persevere throughout that run. He did very well on the middle parts of the course where people were failing, and he made a solid grab on the rodeo whip, but sadly just wasn't able to persevere along through the cane tech. It is very tricky.
Hey, well done to him for overcoming both of his retries, though. He needed one on rodeo whip, got it on the second try, and needed one on Heath Ledger, got it on the second try, but unfortunately his luck ran out there on a Christian Don't Bail. Such an incredible display, but it's good enough for top 3 right now. But as we move on to Quincy Hellman, we are going to see who will finish in the top 4, because we're down to our last 4 ninjas. And right now, with only one clear, I think we've got a pretty good chance of seeing our only clear lock himself in to the top 4. But it's all about what this teen out of Bridgeport, Connecticut can do today. He likes cheese too.
Indeed he does. Quincy Hellman was making mincemeat of the placement course from earlier, but you can see here, wants to try and do the same out here when it's time for the challenge course. Age 14, coming out of Bridgeport, Connecticut. His most challenging obstacle type is campusing movements, which is moving with your fingertips, but it looks like Quincy is doing insanely well so far. 5'7" wingspan of only 5 feet. So he might have a bit of trouble on the reach side of things, but he's doing very well so far with the 5 years of experience that he's got.
Yeah, that was a crazy link on the twist and shout. Gets through Venom easily. Now let's see if he can hook that ring on there. This is a big moment right here. If Quincy can get through this obstacle, he will put himself in the top 4. But this is no easy feat. We have seen so many ninjas struggle here, and now he is going to kind of lock in with his arms kind of inverted there. Let's see if he can unhook and make this big leap. Yes, he can.
Nice. Solid stuff there from Quincy Hellman. Trying to get it on his first try. That's going to be a big time save, but he can't get it onto the doorknob. That's a very unfortunate one. He did one of the harder moves, but he just needs to get probably a bit more height so he has a bit more time to evaluate where he's going to put the rope.
This is tough right here. Having to use 2 tries on this one, getting it twice in a row is very difficult, especially when you got to get that rope off to the left side of the pipe, and you can see his muscles. He's using a lot of them, and no, he's out.
Dude. Oh, mate, Quincy Hellman. This rope tech obstacle is taking no prisoners at all. This is such a difficult one to try and hack over. But it looked like Quincy was going so well before it, and like many before him, just becomes undone on the rope tech.
Yeah, he got it on his first try onto that first transition, but missed the doorknob. Second try, it's very hard to get to that first hook twice in a row. So unfortunate for Quincy. That does mean that Jacob Hartman Bimbo is locked in to the top 4 as he reached the buzzer in 2.5 minutes. But now we are moving on to our final 3. Noah Sherrick is up next. And right now he is racing through Giddy Up, looking very good so far.
Here he moves Noah immediately going through into the earlier parts of this course here, trying his best to only take 1 backswing when necessary, when it's time for him to move along through on those little sideways holds. But now he's trying to catch up with the rest of the athletes that are on the top of the leaderboard. And because he is our third to last runner, Jacob Hartman Bimbo is locked in for the Premier Series finals, but Noah Sherrick is going to have to try his best to be the second person confirmed, a member of Team Vitality. He enjoys building ninja obstacles and bike ramps, practicing on his backyard rig, riding BMX at the skate park, and he trains out of Vitality. So he's trying his best to push through here. Nice one-handed ring catch there on the hook. And now Noah's moving straight along through onto our next obstacle, which is the difficult rope tech that many have gone out at.
Time and time again, our ninjas have not been able to get through with this rope tech. Let's see if Noah can grab it first try. He's hooked on with that rope, has a hard time getting it off, and he's going to need his first retry. We keep seeing this.
This is so difficult. Even our fastest finishers on the placement course from earlier are having a bit of trouble. There wasn't too much tech involved on that course, and the most challenging obstacle type for Noah is foot dexterity, which that does require on this obstacle, but it also requires tech.
Oh!
And he's okay with that swing now. But only 3 people have been able to get past this obstacle. Noah hoping to be the 4th. Minute 45 left. He's got the rope on the doorknob. Just needs to be insanely careful going up to that next peg there.
Come on,
Ejects
Noah.
it.
Oh!
Keeps himself in play, and he's got it! Yes! And now he's going to generate some sideways momentum to go forward and up.
There we go. Noah Sherrick, just the 4th teen male to get through the rodeo whip. Now he moves on to Wham. That clock winding down, though. He's down to only 75 seconds left. Not a lot of time, but he has put himself into 4th place here. Beautiful push on that piston. Now I got to go back, grab this ring. Swings it back. Oh, he's kind of hanging on to that nunchuck with both hands now as he gets the ring on there.
Yeah, none of our competitors in the teen male division have had any trouble with the Wham obstacle for the people who have made it there, but it's time for Noah Sherrick to push along through onto the cliffhanger. We've seen people use retries on this one. Is he going to go for the intended beta, or is he going to go for the massive skip and link the cliffhangers?
33 seconds. Come on. Let's see if he can get this right here. Nice catch. Oh, no, he can't get his hand around comfortably to the other side.
This is a dire situation for him because we've got 28 seconds left. It's not enough time for a clear, but he's on his final attempt. Noah Sherrick currently on the bubble in 4th place at the moment. Can he try and get one more obstacle under his belt? Possibly. Goes intended beta-wise, and he just can't get his fingers in check there.
Wow, Noah, still an incredible run. He did a great job getting through these early obstacles. Kind of got hung up on Venom there for a little bit. Managed to pull through. Crazy one-hand grab right there at the end of Chicken Little. But this was a big moment. He didn't get the rodeo whip on his first try. Used his retry. Managed to become the 4th teen male to get through that obstacle. And then a little slow through Wham. His time was winding down as he went out here on Heath Ledger. Very difficult cliffhanger jumps there. But that will put him in 4th place currently. So he is on the bubble as we move on to our final 2 teen males.
Kyle Bjorkland is going to be helping close the gap out here. Getting later on in the day, currently around 3 p.m. out in the Eastern time zone where Vitality is. Kyle out here, 5'7" in both height and wingspan. He's been doing Ninja for 9 years out here. He loves Ninja. He spends so much time. He spends some of his free time teaching young kids during classes and at the birthday parties he works. So here he goes, Kyle, already 14 years old and still doing great things to teach the younger generation of ninjas how to do ninja. And Kyle's doing a very good job of doing ninja himself. He's keeping up with the fastest on the board so far. But let's see how he can fare coming along into the Venom. It's caused a bit of trouble, but I'm going to have to see how he fares using that 5'7" height and wingspan to help out tremendously right here.
Now for Chicken Little, you got to land nice and comfortably on this skateboard. You don't want to be too wobbly there, but now his height should definitely help him hook on to this ring. He's got it. And a quick dismount, but he dismounts in the right direction, so he is safe. Except for the fact that now he's on to the most difficult obstacle we have seen on this challenge course.
Here we go. Kyle Bjorkland. So many people have gone out here. Only 4 have made it through out of the 11 that have taken on this course so far. So here goes Kyle. Is he going to be able to pass it?
The only
It's
way
a
you're going to qualify for the finals.
Vortex.
You have
He's
to
in a
get through
difficult
this.
position to be in, but he's hooked it in.
All right, you got to engage your swing here. Got to go in the right direction, and he misses the... Oh, wow, what a save!
That was immense. Kyle Bjorklund is able to be salvaged by his great skill. No retry used. Yeah, and he gets himself onto that final pole and gets out of there immediately. Careful! Is he fine?
Wow.
Yes, he's fine. Okay. Very battered and bruised. Kyle is able to get on through, and now he's coming along into Wham.
That was unreal. Kyle Bjorklund just really sticking with it here. He has so much tenacity to just fight through all of the adversity on that obstacle. Kyle now onto Wham, gets that ring on there. He's down to just over a minute left as he goes to the dismount, and he's on to Heath Ledger. That puts him in 4th place.
Here goes Kyle, just under a minute though. He spent a long time on the rodeo whip.
Nice.
So here he goes onto the cliffhanger, having a bit of trouble, but just peels back a tiny bit too much. And Kyle Bjorklund is trying to simulate the cliff movement in his mind so he can deliver when it's time to put on a show here. 40 seconds. We can see how thin and small that cliffhanger is. You can barely fit both the hands on it.
There we go.
But he's progressing, and
There
he
we
gets
go.
onto that cliffhanger.
Come
30
on.
seconds.
Get that
Come
swing.
on, big swing out, and he's
Yes.
through.
All right, he is still in 4th place right now, down to 20 seconds as he is going to attempt Christian Don't Bail. He's got to get some crazy cane tech going. This is his only shot at getting up into 3rd place if he gets through this very quickly, but no!
No! Oh, he just couldn't get the cane into the fidget spinner quick enough. But now he only has 9 seconds. This would be a perfect time to send it. It might work. Here he goes. Immediately goes in. Linking the first move. Linking the 3rd. But he tried and he just couldn't get the cane into the fidget spinner. And that is going to end our penultimate runner's attempt at the challenge course in Kyle there.
Well, that is as nerve-wracking as you can get. He did good enough to put himself into 4th place. He had some crazy dismounts. This right here, the rodeo whip, was an unbelievable run. The way that he was able to stick through it, and that crazy dismount right there looked like it didn't feel too good. But either way, he was able to get through Heath Ledger on his 2nd try at it. Now, being in 4th place, he is on the bubble, which means his run ultimately comes down to our final ninja for our male teens. That is Will Vaz. He knows what he needs to do to crack the top 4. So our top 3, they are locked in. They have earned a spot in the Premier Series Finals. Will is going to determine the final outcome.
This is going to be big here. Will Vaz, age 13, out of New York. He was our 2025 head-to-head world champion when it was time for that competition. So he knows how to go fast. That's evident due to the fact he was 1st place on the placement course. And he's trying to emulate that same speed into the challenge course by linking those sideways boards diagonally. How's he going to fare coming along into our Venom obstacle? He's a bit short, but he's able to capitalize on that and immediately go on through, coming along into Chicken Little.
He does have a great pace going right now. That bodes well for him if he can get through all these obstacles. But it's going to really come down to this next one if he gets through this.
Oh,
all right.
one-handed link!
Rodeo whip.
Hello.
This is a big moment. He's got to get through this one. The most difficult early obstacle that we've seen. Okay, no retry needed. He resets at the starting platform. Now he's going to hook back in. Oh, he's having a hard time getting comfortable on this.
He's in a bit of a weird body position. I think he
Yeah.
just needs to pull. It's kind of like a bouldering move, but instead of being on the rocks with your hands, he needs to be on it with a rope. Will Vaz wanting to join Jacob, Gavin, and Levi in the top 4 already. Kyle or Will be going through to the Premier Series Finals by the end of this run. He goes on to the front-facing one, so he's got a bit more work to do if he wants to get through it.
Wow.
He's trying to do the wraparound technique. It's a hard one to do.
Come on, Will. You can get it. Get that left hand over. Yes.
But now he's facing the other way. He just needs to adjust the rope. No!
Oh, Will Vaz, that was insane. The way that he was able to stick with it right there was incredible. He just used up a ton of strength to get that far. He was hanging up there for a long time. So now this is it. There's no more retries on this. He needs to get through the rodeo whip to give himself a shot at the top 4, but it's such a tough obstacle.
This rope tech is not being nice to
Yes!
Will Vaz, but he gets it hooked on. The further rope now.
Yes,
Careful,
come
needs to
on,
go
Will.
down on it. 1 minute and 25 seconds. Tax on both of those, but now if he wants to get into the
He's
top
gotta
4,
move.
he's got to move quickly throughout the rest of the obstacles.
All right. Right now, he's got to make short work of Wham. Got to get that over in one shot, which he does. Now got to use that ring. Come on, Will. He's so close right now. If he can just get a little bit of swing here, go for that dismount, this is a big moment. If he gets through the Heath Ledger obstacle right here, then he's going to give himself a shot at cracking the top 4. Come on, Will.
Careful
looking
now.
good. Yes!
Yes, he's got the grab on the cliffhanger. Will Vaz redeeming himself, and he's into the Premier Series finals. But now he still has a retry to go. And now with 40 seconds left, Will Vaz really has to put his tech to good use. He was having trouble with his first tech obstacle when it was time for ropes, but Kane's a different beast. Gets onto the first spinner, on the second fidget spinner, okay!
And wow, he's got the last hook right there. Now he's just got to get this dismount, get some swing right here. And Will Vaz moves on to the ice hopper, putting him in 3rd place right now. Incredible work from this kid. Just unbelievable effort and resilience. Look at him go.
Nice stuff from Will. Swing along down, and he gets himself into 3rd place now. But with only a few seconds left, he's just going to stand at the platform before the kaleidoscope. And that is going to it's going to finish our teen male division there with Will Vaz getting into the Premier Series finals.
That was unbelievable from Will Vaz. The way that he was able to push through these obstacles. He was flawless on the first of 5 obstacles. Had 0 issues. A nice one-handed grab there on Chicken Little. But Rodeo Whip turned into a bit of a catastrophe early on. The fact that he was able to turn it around and get through the Rodeo Whip was so clutch. And then the rest of these obstacles, he managed to work his way through and really earned that 3rd place finish for our teen male division. Just unbelievable effort out of this guy, and it shows why he was our last person to go. Best placement in the placement course and the 3rd best on the challenge course. Unbelievable effort.
Okay. Brilliant stuff there. The penultimate division of the weekend finally dealt with. We have got one clear in Jacob Hartman Bimbo out there getting the 1st place spot, and shouts to Gavin Shields, Will Vaz, and Levi for getting the top 4 runs on that challenge course and ultimately getting into the Premier Series finals. Shout out to our female competitors that also did insanely well. Well done to Riley Bishop and Yansa Truong, and then we had Rebecca Sillins and Sophie Starr pushing through and getting into the top 4 spots there. Absolutely incredible stuff from our teen athletes. They still have a long way to go in their ninja careers, and I can't see where it takes them next.
Yeah, we had just one buzzer in the entire division for the challenge course, but here we're taking a flashback to some of the incredible runs we saw in the placement course. Insane links, great techniques, such a fun course on the placement. And once they set the run order, we could see some of our fastest runs here. Just insane work to get through that course as fast as they did. But once we got onto the challenge course, things just got really insane. Oh yeah, here's some crazy skips on that web slinger. You love to see it. But here was our best female finisher for the challenge course. Some impressive skills right here. This rodeo whip, such a tough obstacle, unless you just kind of run on through it. Some of the techniques we saw there were insane. Heath Ledger, such a difficult grip obstacle, but even on the female side, no problems there. You got to love the Kane tech, how much skill we saw on this obstacle. Just a really wonderful run right here. Look at her keep going all the way on to the final obstacle of the challenge course, the Kaleidoscope of Doom, which we only saw one ninja get through, that being Jacob Hartman Bimbo. Just an absolutely unbelievable run. And right here, man, I will not forget about that rodeo whip. I think the rodeo whip is going to be, there's going to be some nightmares about that obstacle tonight, because I don't think there's anyone today who had a very happy, positive experience with that obstacle. But right here, look at these insane leaps on Heath Ledger. Insane cane work right here, just linking those massive jumps. The ice hopper, pipe slider right here. But it doesn't get any better than this. A clear on the Kaleidoscope of Doom, making it to that final ring. That is exactly how Jacob Hartman Bimbo reached the buzzer and earned first place in his division. So congratulations to our finishers, and also congrats to everyone else who showed up and showed out today with some impressive athleticism. Just love seeing all the effort that our ninjas put in today.
That was impeccable. Guys, thank you so much for watching this one. Sam, thank you for commentating with me. The Elite Division is next, featuring some of the world's greatest ninja athletes. You guys definitely don't want to miss it. From Sam Burns and Billy Dixon, we've been your commentators for the Teen Division. We'll see you in a bit for the Elites. Take care.